Chapter 1947. Date, October 20th. This is possible, but only the people of our Sun family can practice the Heart Sutra. Others can't practice it. Sun Jingyi wasn't very secretive about the family's Heart Sutra. After all, the Sun family also gave this Heart Sutra to the people of the Wu family to practice, but it ended in failure. The final conclusion was that this Heart Sutra was only effective for the people of the Sun family. Others couldn't practice it. So in this way, this Heart Sutra wasn't important and there was no confidentiality. The people who were in high demand were the children of the Sun family. It's okay. I just want to study it. Lin Yi said. Okay, then you wait. I'll send it to you via text message. As Sun Jingyi said this, she took out her mobile phone, found a file and sent it directly to Lin Yi. Lin Yi's mobile phone immediately sounded a notification that he had received an email. Lin Yi was a little speechless. In his opinion, these Inner Force Sutra were all written on bamboo slips and sheepskin scrolls. At the very least, it was a thread-bound book. Sun Jingyi's Heart Sutra was good. It was directly an e-book. However, this was also a product of the development of the times. Lin Yi thought that he was lagging behind. Originally, Lin Yi also wanted to help Sun Jingyi improve some strength, but he thought that if his true qi went to Sun Jingyi, would it cause changes to Sun Jingyi's true qi? If Sun Jingyi's true qi became the same as his own, then Lin Yi would be in trouble. Thank you. Lin Yi saved the Heart Sutra in his mobile phone and said sincerely, "Right, Jingyi, what are your plans for the future?" Lin Yi knew that Sun Jingyi's company had been sold, and she had nothing to do at the moment. I don't know. I don't want to go back to the Sun family, and I don't want to work hard to start a business alone. Speaking of this, Sun Jingyi smiled self-deprecatingly and said, "You also saw it. A girl with no background. I also don't have a strong man to protect me. My business is always bullied just like last time. Ha, don't you have Wu Qintian helping you now? Whoever dares to bully you, that kid will slap them to death with one palm." Lin Yi laughed. "It's mainly because it's too tiring to manage a company alone. And now I don't need to prove anything." Sun Jingyi said, "In the past, starting a business was for the Sun family to see. Let Grandpa and the others feel that I'm not just a victim of profit in the Sun family. Instead, he could be independent. But now I find that this idea is somewhat wrong. In any case, I can't do too much on my own after so many years. It's still a small company." Lin Yi knew about Sun Jingyi's pitiful life, so he nodded in silence. "But you can't always stay here, right?" "I don't know. But in this noble house meeting, I've understood something." Sun Jingyi said, "That is, the strong are respected. In the eyes of the noble houses and hidden houses, only the strength of a practitioner represents everything. Thinking about it, it was laughable that I wanted to use business to prove my strength. That's right. The foundation of a noble house and hidden house is the strength and number of practitioners." Lin Yi said, "Why do you want to train too? Haven't I always been training?" Jingyi smiled bitterly, thinking back to my grandpa's attitude during the meeting. "He wanted me to marry Wu Qintian, but when he saw how you destroyed House Yu so domineeringly, he told me to get on your good side. But when he heard that you pissed off a hidden house and they sent 3 Earth class after you, he froze my bank account and told me to stay away from you. At the end of the day, in their eyes, I'm still a commodity. I thought that Grandpa treated me differently, but even though he was nice to me, family isn't as important in the face of the family's interests." Jingyi smiled bitterly, thinking about Grandpa's attitude back then. How could Lin Yi not understand what Sun Jingyi was saying? Noble houses were the same as those sections. Thinking back to how excited Crystal Candy was when she found out about Xiao Xiao's constitution, and how she was willing to lower herself to talk terms with a mystic like him so that she could become the heir of the Ice Palace. Sometimes it can't be helped. Your grandpa may be an old fox, but he did it for the sake of the family. Lin Yi said, "In an old man like him, the family's benefits are above everything else, so you can't say that he's wrong. Some things can't be right or wrong. Yes, so in order to escape this fate, I have to become a strong practitioner." Jingyi said, "I want to work hard on my training. Once I reach the 2nd stage of House Sun's arts, I'll be one of the core members of House Sunday. Even my grandpa won't make me do things I don't like anymore. If I reach the 5th stage, then I'll be able to transfer qi to any practitioner, and there won't be any restrictions. My identity will be different by then. Of course, the 5th stage is just a dream for House Sun and no one has reached it yet." Jingyi said, Your arts are too weird and you're not leveling up between sky, earth, mystic and yellow, so I want to help you but I can't, Linny said. I can't raise your strength as fast as Wu Chen Tian and the others. I know. Sun Jingyi nodded and said, House Sun's arts can only be improved by absorbing qi from the surroundings. There's no other way. Linny nodded. The energy in his body was pure energy, but it wasn't pure qi. It was pure qi that was converted from the qi of heaven and earth through the art of dragon mastery. Although this qi had the same effect as the qi of heaven and earth, and could be converted into other types of qi for others to use, the prerequisite was that the art of dragon mastery was the art of conversion. Chapter 1948. Date, October 20th. What about your other brothers and sisters? Will they become the bargaining chip of the Sun family's interests? Linny asked. They have no father or mother. If someone needs to be sacrificed, naturally I will be the first to be sacrificed. Sun Jingyi smiled bitterly. Moreover, I am relatively powerful among the cultivators of this generation. I have cultivated to the great perfection of the first level. It is just in line with the conditions for other families to marry the Sun family, so, your parents. I heard from Sun Yikai. When Linny said this, he paused and didn't continue. This topic was just casually mentioned by Lin Yi because of Sun Jingyi's words. But after saying it, he regretted it a little. After all, this was someone else's sad past. It was a bit abrupt for Lin Yi to mention it. They're all gone now, it's fine, I'm used to it. Jingyi smiled bitterly. I was too young back then, I didn't even get to see my parents. The only thing I know is this little jade pendant they left me. Lin Yi said. But I was too young back then. As Sun Jingyi said this, she took off the small jade pendant on her chest and rubbed it in her hand. It could be seen that she cherished this jade pendant very much. Pure topaz. Seeing Sun Jingyi's jade pendant, Lin Yi's eyes slightly focused. He didn't expect that the jade pendant on Sun Jingyi's chest was actually pure topaz. It was one of the materials he needed to refine the jade pendant space. Pure topaz? You know it? Sun Jingyi saw Lin Yi's excited expression and suddenly froze. Even if the material of this jade pendant was precious, it seemed that Lin Yi wouldn't be so surprised, right? Can I have a look? Asked Lin Yi. Of course. Sun Jingyi nodded and handed the jade pendant to Lin Yi. It really is pure topaz. Lin Yi looked at the pure yellow jade pendant in his hand and took a deep breath. Although he really wanted to keep it for himself, he also knew that this was the only thing Sun Jingyi's parents had left for her. Even if he needed it, he would be too embarrassed to ask Sun Jingyi for it. However, Lin Yi was still very fond of the jade pendant in front of him. You seem to like this jade pendant? Sun Jingyi saw the possessiveness in Lin Yi's eyes and was very surprised. Lin Yi did not lack money. Although this pure topaz was rare, it was not a priceless treasure. In the eyes of these big families and cultivators, it was nothing. Perhaps this pure topaz could be sold for a good price at the auction, but in the eyes of the Sun family and Old Man Sun, it was just a good accessory. These people didn't even covet it. Lin Yi nodded and didn't hide it. To tell you the truth, I need pure topaz to refine something. This pure topaz, if it wasn't something your parents left for you, I would definitely ask you for it. Sun Jingyi didn't expect Lin Yi to need pure topaz. Although she wanted to help Lin Yi, she thought that this jade pendant was the only thing left for her by her parents. If she wanted to find clues about her parents, she could only use this jade pendant. Therefore, Sun Jingyi really couldn't give it to Lin Yi. I'm sorry. I want to find news of my parents through this jade pendant one day, so, I understand, that's why I said that. Lin Yi picked up the pure topaz and prepared to return it to Sun Jingyi. Although there was still a trace of reluctance, Lin Yi could still pick it up and put it down. However, when Lin Yi just wanted to return the jade pendant to Sun Jingyi, he couldn't help but let out an egg sound. What's wrong? Sun Jingyi didn't understand why Lin Yi was suddenly surprised. This jade pendant. Lin Yi was in desperate need of pure topaz, so he checked it more carefully. Just when he wanted to return it to Sun Jingyi, he suddenly found that there was a very small crack on this jade pendant. If it weren't for Lin Yi's sharp eyes and the direction of the light, it would be absolutely difficult to find it. What's wrong? Sun Jingyi looked at Lin Yi's strange face and asked quickly. This jade pendant seems to be two halves put together? Lin Yi put the jade pendant in front of his eyes and carefully observed it for a long time before saying so. Put together? Sun Jingyi was slightly stunned. She quickly moved her head over and followed Lin Yi's gaze to the jade pendant. She couldn't help but exclaim because on this jade pendant, there was indeed a small line. This line wasn't irregular but it was straight as if it was cut and then pasted back together. Sun Jingyi looked at the crack on the jade pendant in surprise. She even forgot her current position and her face was close to Lin Yi's. It was a little ambiguous. It seems that it was really cut and then pieced back together but it was done very carefully. It's not obvious. If I didn't desperately need pure topaz, I probably wouldn't be able to see it so carefully. Lin Yi said. This crack couldn't be seen without looking at it carefully against the light. This discovery surprised Sun Jingyi. It could be said that she grew up wearing this jade pendant. Although she often played with it, she didn't find the crack on this jade pendant. In Sun Jingyi's eyes, this should be a keepsake, so she didn't think that this jade pendant was two pieces stuck together. Then, why did he do this? Could it be that this jade pendant was broken before and repaired? Sun Jingyi also looked at the jade pendant in Lin Yi's hand strangely. I don't know, but the possibility of natural damage is relatively small. Even if this jade pendant is broken, it is impossible to fall into such a neat two halves. Moreover, this crack is in the middle of the side of the jade pendant. How powerful is this to have such an effect? Lin Yi shook his head and denied Sun Jingyi's guess. So you're saying that it's man-made? Jingyi asked. It's very likely, but I don't know why it was done. Lin Yi said, but I have a speculation. What speculation? Sun Jingyi asked anxiously. It was related to the news of her parents. He was naturally very anxious. If I guessed correctly, there should be something in this jade pendant. Lin Yi said, this jade pendant was cut by a superb method and then repaired together. Maybe something was placed in this jade pendant. So, there may be something left for me by my parents? Sun Jingyi listened to Lin Yi's words and suddenly became a little excited. Of course, this is just my speculation. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. Moreover, this jade pendant is broken. Obviously, it is not easy to repair. But I really don't want your pure topaz. Lin Yi's words caused Sun Jingyi to roll her eyes. Of course I know you don't. If you explain like this, it seems like you are exposing yourself. Chapter 1949. Date, October 20th. Hehe. Lin Yi was a little embarrassed and said, okay, I'll return it to you. As Lin Yi spoke, he turned his head and saw Sun Jingyi's neckline. He saw a touch of spring inside. Because when Sun Jingyi took off the jade pendant, she unbuttoned a button on her shirt, so the spring inside the neckline could be easily seen. My chest is better than the jade pendant? Sun Jingyi took the jade pendant, but she saw Lin Yi's lustful gaze. However, what surprised Sun Jingyi was that she didn't feel disgusted with Lin Yi's gaze, so she couldn't help but tease. This. Lin Yi was exposed by Sun Jingyi and he was very embarrassed. He laughed and said, they are all very good. Which one is the prettiest? Jingyi asked, not giving up. You are the best. Lin Yi smiled. He and Sun Jingyi were together. From the beginning they had been joking all the way until now. There were no taboos so they could let it go. That's more like it. You have good taste as a lover. Sun Jingyi snorted. You help me crush this jade pendant. There is really something inside. I'll give this jade pendant to you. I only want the thing inside. Jingyi, I'm just saying. You don't have to worry about it. This is something your parents left for you. How can I destroy it and ask for it? Lin Yi said sternly, moreover, I'm just guessing. I can't say if there is anything in it. Of course, I know you are not that kind of person. I really want to know if there is a secret in it. Jingyi said. There's definitely something strange about this pendant, so I'm getting impatient myself. If there really is something in there, then it must be a clue my parents left for me. I have to get it. Looking at Sun Jingyi's determined gaze, Lin Yi knew that she wasn't just saying. She really wanted to know if there were any secrets in the jade pendant. Therefore, after pondering for a moment, Lin Yi nodded and agreed. Okay, but it's better to find a professional to handle this kind of thing. Master Guan had a friend who was an expert in jade carving. Master Guan asked him to help him. He should be able to repair it. You don't want this jade pendant? Lin Yi's reply made Sun Jingyi very surprised. This is something your parents left for you. No matter how much I want it, I can't take it for myself, right? Lin Yi said with a smile. Well, if there's something in there. If you don't have it, just fix it. Sun Jingyi said. Thank you in advance. Hearing Sun Jingyi's insistence, Lin Yi didn't refuse again. After all, he really needed this pure topaz. In Sun Jingyi's home, Lin Yi first called Guan Xuemin and asked him to give him the address of his old friend. Xuemin naturally told Lin Yi where his old friend lived without hesitation. He told the old friend that he had a friend who was both a teacher and a friend coming to visit, and that he needed Xuemin's help. After calling Guan Xuemin, Lin Yi called Bai Weitua. Chapter 1950. Date: October 20th. Looking at the disappearing Jeep Cherokee, the young man started to slow down. He knew he couldn't overtake it anymore. On a professional track with the car's performance, overtaking the Jeep Cherokee shouldn't be a problem, but not here. No, I can't catch up. How can a Jeep drive so fast? Is he crazy? The young man frowned. He couldn't understand. Who was this person? It wasn't a professional sports car, but an off-road vehicle could reach 300 kilometers per hour. It was unbelievable. Bro, if that person represented our family in the competition, would our family gain more benefits in the upcoming Hidden House Summit? The young man wasn't thinking about how the Jeep could go so fast, he was thinking about the bigger picture. Yeah. If we let this person compete, we might win. The young man's eyes lit up. But we don't know his identity. We'll get someone to get the surveillance footage from the toll station and check the owner. The young man sighed and said, let's figure out his identity first. If we can work together, then that's the best. If he's related to our opponent, then our family will have an opponent at this summit. Okay. The young man nodded. Lin Yi didn't know that his driving skills were being watched as he continued to rush towards Songjiang. Sun Jingyi looked at the blurry scenery outside the car window and thought it was unbelievable. Wasn't this too fast? But she didn't feel scared. Was it because the person driving was Lin Yi? How can you drive so fast? Sun Jingyi was curious. This isn't a professional sports car. Otherwise it could be even faster. Lin Yi said, there's nothing strange about it. I can even fly a plane. Have you seen a plane race before? You can race a plane? Sun Jingyi realized that the Lin Yi she knew was just the tip of the iceberg. Other than being a practitioner, he seemed to know a lot of things that she didn't understand. For example, medical skills. Hee. If there's a chance, I'll bring you around and you'll know. Lin Yi said indifferently. Lin Yi took less than an hour to reach the destination that was supposed to take 2 hours. When the car entered Songjiang Industry University, it was past 7 o'clock in the evening. The car was stopped at the entrance of the family area. Lin Yi was neither a student nor a teacher here. Therefore, they didn't talk much nonsense with the guard. They parked directly in the parking space at the entrance of the family area and walked to Lu Weishan, Elder Lu's home with Sun Jingyi. He rang the doorbell. After a while, an old man's voice rang out. Who is it? Oh, Elder Lu. Lin Yi. Elder Guan introduced me to you. Lin Yi said respectfully. Oh. You must be Lin Yi, please come in. With that, the electronic door opened and Lin Yi brought Sun Jingyi upstairs. Lu Weishan had already opened the door and waited for Lin Yi. Elder Lu, I'm sorry to bother you so late. Lin Yi said apologetically. Don't say that. This old man has nothing to do all day long. My son and daughter-in-law have settled abroad. My godson and daughter aren't around. I have nothing to do every day. I just want to find something to do. Lu Weishan retired at home. As he said, there was nothing to do after dinner every night. Then I won't be polite. Lin Yi came in and said to Lu Weishan, my name is Lin Yi. This is my friend Sun Jingyi. I'm here to trouble Elder Lu. I heard from Elder Guan that you're looking for pure topaz, right? I've already asked my friend in the jade industry to help you inquire, but there's no news yet. Don't worry. If there's news, I'll inform Elder Guan immediately. You don't have to come in person. Lu Weishan said. Elder Lu, I'm here this time, for another matter. As Lin Yi said this, he handed Sun Jingyi's jade pendant to Lu Weishan and said, Elder Lu, look at this jade pendant. Oh? Pure topaz? Lu Weishan saw that the jade pendant in Lin Yi's hand was pure topaz at a glance. He said with some surprise, have you found pure topaz? I found it. But this jade pendant is the only token that Sun Jingyi's parents left for her. As Lin Yi said this, he couldn't help but feel a little embarrassed. I understand. Lu Weishan smiled slightly. Then what do you want to do with this jade pendant? Elder Lu, look carefully at this jade pendant. Lin Yi said. Look carefully. Lu Weishan picked up the jade pendant and looked at it carefully against the light in the living room. But the next moment, Lu Weishan said with surprise, "This jade pendant is pieced together? It's a piece of jade that was cut and then pieced together again. Elder Lu, you noticed it too?" Lin Yi nodded. "The piecing method is very advanced. If I don't look carefully, I really can't see it." Lu Weishan said, "Little E, what do you mean by showing me this jade pendant? Elder Lu, can you cut this jade pendant again? It's best not to damage the jade pendant. I suspect that there's something hidden in it. Moreover, if there's nothing in it, it's best to piece it back together." Lin Yi said, "Oh, this is not a problem." Lu Weishan nodded without thinking. Obviously, this matter was not difficult for Lu Weishan. Lin Yi and Sun Jingyi were delighted after listening to Lu Weishan's words. They didn't expect such a complicated craft to be no problem in Lu Weishan's eyes. "Old man, what are you doing? There are guests in the house. Why are you still standing at the door?" While talking, an old lady with a kind face came over. Obviously, she was Lu Weishan's wife. "Hee, I forgot to enter the house when I was talking at the door. Old lady, you go and make some tea. These two children follow me to my study room. I will help you remove this jade pendant now." Lu Weishan finished talking to the old lady and turned to Lin Yi and Sun Jingyi. "Now, if it's troublesome, you don't have to do it today. Tomorrow's fine too," Lin Yi said. "It's okay. I'm idle now anyway." Lu Weishan waved his hand and said, "I still want to find something to do." Hearing Lu Weishan's insistence, Lin Yi didn't say anything else. Perhaps Lu Weishan really couldn't stay idle. Looking at his energetic appearance, Lin Yi knew that he was in good health. Lin Yi wasn't afraid that he would be too tired from working at night. In the study room, Lu Weishan sat on the workbench skillfully. He put the jade pendant under the microscope and observed the lines on it. Lin Yi and Sun Jingyi didn't dare to disturb him. They sat on the sofa and waited quietly. Chapter 1951. Date: October 20th. After a while, Lu Weishan's wife, Chu Huifeng, came into the study with a cup of fragrant tea. "Two kids, have some tea. When old Lu is busy, he forgets about other things." "Thank you, Grandma." Lin Yi took the teacup and said politely, "You're welcome. I'm going out to watch TV. If you need more water, just call me. Don't be shy." Chu Huifeng said, "You're busy. Don't worry about us," Lin Yi said. Chu Huifeng went out. Lu Weishan was just like what she said. When he was busy, he would forget about other things. However, Lin Yi had to admit that Lu Weishan's technical level was great. The jade pendant was quickly fiddled with in Lu Weishan's hands. Lin Yi and Sun Jingyi sat quietly and waited. They didn't talk because they were afraid that their words would affect Lu Weishan. After about 2 hours, the jade pendant was cut open. However, Lu Weishan also exclaimed in surprise, "Hey, there's really something inside? There's really something inside?" Lin Yi didn't expect his and Sun Jingyi's speculation to become a fact. "Yes, this jade pendant is hollow. I have to cut it carefully. I have to cut along 4 circles to ensure that the thing inside is not destroyed," Lu Weishan said, "but it's more difficult to do so. It may not be completed in a day or 2. "Don't bother," Sun Jingyi suddenly said. "Elder Lu, since there's something inside, it's fine as long as the thing inside is intact. It doesn't matter if the jade pendant outside is destroyed." Since Sun Jingyi already knew that there was something inside the jade pendant, then the jade pendant was not so important. It could be said that the jade pendant outside was only used to protect the thing inside. As long as the thing inside was taken out, then the jade pendant would be useless. Bubble. Book *. Moreover, Sun Jingyi also decided to give the jade pendant to Lin Yi. According to Lin Yi, it seemed that it didn't matter to him if the jade pendant was broken. He just wanted to use the jade pendant as a material to refine something. However, Sun Jingyi didn't ask much. "Destroy it?" Lu Weishan was slightly surprised. "If it's destroyed, it can't be restored." "It doesn't matter. I just want what's inside. The jade pendant will be given to Lin Yi," Sun Jingyi said. "Lin Yi, can this jade pendant be damaged?" Lu Weishan looked at Lin Yi in surprise. "Yes," Lin Yi said, "as long as it's pure topaz, it's fine, no matter if it's whole or broken." Lin Yi was going to use it to refine the space in the jade pendant. When the time came, it would be broken, so it didn't matter if it was broken or intact. "So that's the case. That's easy. I have a few friends who used to carve pure topaz. The leftover pieces of broken jade are kept. I seem to be able to find some here. If you only want these broken pieces, then I can help you collect some. Lu Weishan listened to Guan Xiaomin's words before and thought that Lin Yi wanted a whole piece of pure topaz. After all, everyone who asked for jade wanted a whole piece of pure topaz. Lu Weishan had never heard of anyone asking for broken pieces of jade. That's great. Lin Yi was suddenly surprised and happy. Sun Jingyi's pure topaz wasn't big. Lin Yi was afraid that it couldn't meet the refining conditions of the jade pendant. After all, Lin Yi had a qigong deviation because he replaced the body-tempering medicine last time. This time, when refining the space in the jade pendant, he must be more careful. When the number of raw materials was not enough, Lin Yi wouldn't easily try. Otherwise, if the raw materials went blind, it would be a small matter. If the jade pendant space was ruined, then it wouldn't be fun. But my remaining small pieces of broken jade should be kept in the self-sealing bag in the warehouse. I can't find them today. I can only help you find them slowly, Lu Weishan said, because there are too many things in the warehouse. It doesn't matter. There's no hurry, Lin Yi said. In addition to the pure topaz, Lin Yi also needed color steel and blue crystal powder. These two things weren't gathered yet. Even if Lin Yi got the pure topaz now, it would be useless, so he wasn't in a hurry. Well, if that's the case, then I will directly break this jade pendant, Lu Weishan said. Sun Jingyi nodded. She also couldn't wait to know what was in the jade pendant. It wasn't cut according to the lines, but it was dismantled by force. As long as the things inside were intact, it would be much easier. Lu Weishan directly used the cutting knife to cut around the jade pendant a few times, and the things inside the jade pendant were exposed. Lin Yi and Sun Jingyi were staring at the jade pendant in Lu Weishan's hand without blinking. Lin Yi was also very curious about the things inside the jade pendant, so he naturally wouldn't let it go at this time. Lu Weishan chiseled a few more times, and then used a pair of tweezers to pull slightly inside the jade pendant. He pulled out a folded piece of silk. The silk was very soft and thin. It was folded into a small piece and hidden in the jade pendant. If it wasn't for Lin Yi's accidental discovery, perhaps this piece of silk would have stayed in the jade pendant for a long time. This is it. After Lu Weishan pulled out the jade pendant, he didn't open it. Instead, he directly put it on the table and said to Lin Yi and Sun Jingyi, "Thank you, Elder Lu." Lin Yi quickly thanked him. It could be seen that Lu Weishan was an upright person. He didn't seem to have any interest in the content of the jade pendant. Instead, he turned to collect the pure topaz that was cut into small pieces on the workbench. "It's nothing. It's just a piece of cake," Lu Weishan said indifferently. "Jingyi, open it and take a look," Lin Yi said. And Sun Jingyi looked at the jade pendant on the table and she was very excited. This small piece of silk might have recorded the story of her parents and the mystery of her life experience. Regarding her parents, Sun Jingyi had asked her grandfather many times, but her grandfather avoided talking about it. Although Sun Jingyi was curious, she also saw that her grandfather might have some difficulties, so she didn't ask again. At this time, to be able to find clues from a piece of silk, Sun Jingyi's hands were slightly trembling. Carefully picking up the jade pendant, Sun Jingyi slowly opened it. She thought that this should be a letter written to her by her parents, but what she saw was a map. In Sun Jingyi's view, this jade pendant shouldn't be a letter. It should be a kind of cultivation method, but she didn't expect it to be a map. This made her have an inexplicable feeling. She wanted to ask Lin Yi's opinion, but when she turned her head, she found that Lin Yi didn't look over. Sun Jingyi knew that Lin Yi might be trying to avoid suspicion. "Lin Yi, look at this. This is a map." Sun Jingyi took the initiative to hand the silk pendant in her hand to Lin Yi and said. Since Sun Jingyi showed it to him, then Lin Yi didn't stand on ceremony. He reached out and took the silk pendant. Target equals underwake. Chapter 1952. As expected, a map came into view, but the next moment, Lin Yi's face turned into an expression of extreme shock. "This map?" Lin Yi exclaimed subconsciously. "What's wrong? Is there something wrong with this map?" Sun Jingyi asked curiously. "This map, didn't you notice? It's only half of the map, not the whole." Lin Yi pointed at the edge of the map and said to Sun Jingyi, "As expected, this map is half." Sun Jingyi looked at where Lin Yi was pointing and saw that the edge of the map wasn't finished, as if it had been cut neatly. But what shocked Lin Yi wasn't that it was half of the map, but that Lin Yi had the other half of the map in his hands. After the test, Lin Yi and Zhao Qikun met a crazy weirdo in a cave, and he was the one who gave Lin Yi the map. The same material, the same drawing style, the same color. Lin Yi was completely sure that the half of the map in his hands was originally a whole map, and then it was cut in the middle. Lin Yi, why is your face so weird? Sun Jingyi looked at Lin Yi and asked curiously. It's not that my face is weird, but... Lin Yi couldn't help but smile bitterly, hesitating. After all, the map wasn't his. It could be said that the weirdo had left it in his hands. But now he was sure that the weirdo had some sort of connection with Sun Jingyi's parents. Could it be that Sun Jingyi's parents were the weirdo's disciples? Otherwise, why would Sun Jingyi have that half of the map? And the weirdo had said that the other half of the map was in the hands of his disciple. So, since this thing was related to Sun Jingyi, Lin Yi didn't hide it anymore and said, because in my hands, there's another half of the map. Sun Jingyi looked at Lin Yi in surprise. She didn't expect that Lin Yi was surprised because Lin Yi had the other half of the map in his hands. This answer left her at a loss. Lin Yi had the map. Where did his map come from? He knew my parents. I will explain this to you slowly. The map is not with me. It is in Donghu's villa. Lin Yi said, I will find it for you after I go back. Sun Jingyi felt that it was a little unbelievable. She had just found half of the map in the jade pendant, and the other half appeared in Lin Yi's hands. Wasn't this too much of a coincidence? However, when he thought about it, he was quite lucky. If this map was in the hands of someone else, it would be impossible for them to return it to him so easily. However, Lin Yi didn't seem to have any intention of keeping it for himself. Okay, it's all collected. Lu Weishan smiled and handed a self-sealing bag to Lin Yi and said, I will pay attention to the other pure topaz broken jade for you. As for this map, I won't participate. Thank you, Elder Lu. Lin Yi quickly took the self-sealing bag. He said with surprise and joy. Well, it's getting late. You should go back early. I think you have more important things to do. Lu Weishan said, I won't keep you. When I find the broken jade, I will contact you again. Okay, Elder Lu, then we will leave. Lin Yi nodded and left Elder Lu's residence with Sun Jingyi. It could be seen that Sun Jingyi seemed to have a lot of words to say to him, so Lin Yi didn't do too much. After going downstairs and leaving the family area and getting in the car, Sun Jingyi couldn't wait to ask, Lin Yi, tell me, how did you get this half of the map? Do you know my parents? How can I know them? Lin Yi said with some helplessness, if I knew them, why wouldn't I tell you? This map of mine is actually not mine. It was given to me by someone else. Someone else? Sun Jingyi said, who is that? It's a strange man like an old madman. As Lin Yi said this, he told Sun Jingyi about the scene of encountering the strange man in the cave after returning from the Ice Palace trial. Then he said, at that time, the strange man regarded me as his apprentice and gave me this map. Then he asked me for the other half of the map and took me on a treasure hunt. You know, I didn't want to keep this thing for myself. I wanted to find a chance to return it to him, but he ran away in the middle of the night. So, the apprentice of the strange man may be my father? Sun Jingyi suddenly thought of the origin of the map on her body. It's possible, but even if it's not, it's still a big deal. Lin Yi said, but now, since you also have half of the map, I will give this map to you. Don't you want to know what treasure is in this map? Sun Jingyi looked at Lin Yi with some surprise. She didn't know why Lin Yi gave it to her so easily. Whatever treasure there is, it belongs to your father and the strange man. Since this jade pendant is with you, it's yours now. Lin Yi said with a smile, if it was someone else, I might really snatch it, but you are my lover. Of course, I won't snatch it from you. Thank you. Sun Jingyi said sincerely, actually, I don't really want that treasure. I just want to find some clues about my parents. I really don't like the current Sun family. They are too utilitarian. Everything they do is for the family's benefit. Since the strange man is a heaven stage master, then the treasure he said is definitely not bad. After you find it, it may be good for you. Lin Yi said, it's just that I don't know where this map is. It should be a map near a certain mountain range, but it is not marked on it. If you want to find it, it's best to compare the situation on this map with the maps of other mountains. It could be seen that Sun Jingyi couldn't wait to find the place on the map. But Lin Yi understood how she was feeling. If it were him in her shoes, he'd be rushing to look for clues as well when he suddenly received news of his parents' whereabouts. All the way back to Donghe, Lin Yi parked the car at the door of the villa and asked, Jingyi, do you want to go in and sit down? I won't go. Sun Jingyi hesitated and said, it's already past 1 o'clock in the evening. It's too late. You give me the map. I will find a hotel to stay in. Tomorrow I will rent a house in Donghe and study this map. After sending Sun Jingyi to the hotel, when Sun Jingyi got off the car she was a little hesitant. She seemed to have something to say. What's wrong? Lin Yi asked curiously. If I find the location of this map, can you accompany me? Can you come with me for a bit? Jingyi knew that this request was a little too much, but she couldn't help but think about it. Lin Yi was the only one who could go with her. Looking at Sun Jingyi's expectant eyes, Lin Yi hesitated and said, well, if I have nothing to do I will accompany you. Actually, I also want to know what the treasure that the weird man said is. Great. When Sun Jingyi heard Lin Yi agree, she was a little excited. If that treasure is useless to me I will give it to you. Oh, that's not necessary. I don't want any reward for accompanying you. I just regard you as my friend, said Lin Yi. Just a friend? Sun Jingyi squinted her eyes. Lovers should have some substantial progress, right? Lin Yi also looked at Sun Jingyi with a smile. Bo. When Lin Yi was unprepared, Sun Jingyi quickly kissed the side of Lin Yi's face. Then her face was obviously red, but she thought that Lin Yi wouldn't see it because the sky was dark. She pretended to be calm and said, is it okay now? Lin Yi didn't guard against Sun Jingyi, so she succeeded in a sneak attack. He touched the cheek that was kissed and he suddenly felt a little dumbfounded. Is this playing with fire? It was just a joke. Now, the relationship between the two people seems to be even more unclear than before. However, Lin Yi often joked with Sun Jingyi. At this time after being kissed, Lin Yi also let it go. Isn't this too little? Why don't I stay here tonight? Go to hell. Sun Jingyi was joking with Lin Yi. At this time when she heard that Lin Yi was actually asking for a foot after taking an inch, her heart suddenly tightened. I am not ready yet and he is already getting a room? So Sun Jingyi subconsciously retorted and was about to get out of the car. However, when she looked up and saw Lin Yi's evil and mischievous smile, Sun Jingyi knew that she was fooled. She snorted and said, then you can come up. You really want me to go up? Lin Yi asked with a smile. Go. I'm going to study the map. Sun Jingyi found that in front of Lin Yi, it seemed that she had never taken advantage of him. It seemed that she had taken advantage of him every time, but in fact, Lin Yi didn't take her seriously at all. Seeing that Sun Jingyi entered the hotel safely, Lin Yi turned around and left, returning to the villa. After returning, Lin Yi found that not only did Faubert and Grandma Sun not sleep, but they were even more energetic, obviously waiting for Lin Yi to come back. Little E, you're back. Faubert saw that Lin Yi came back and quickly stood up, giving up the seat next to Grandma Sunday. Seeing Faubert's nervous look, Lin Yi didn't know what to say, but he also understood Faubert's mood, smiled and said, Faubert, don't worry. Let me see your Nigong first. Wait. Faubert was slightly stunned. Yes, it's yours. Lin Yi said, in fact it was a wasted trip. After I went there I remembered the characteristics of the Sun family's Nigong. Grandma Sun was your wife, she naturally assisted you in your practice so her true chi is the same as yours. I just need to check if your true chi is the same as the true chi in Grandma Sun's head. That's right. Faubert slapped the back of his head and showed a look of realization. I'm really sorry I forgot about this. If I knew this earlier I wouldn't have let you go back. It's not really a lot of trouble, there are some other gains. Lin Yi didn't regret looking for Sun Jingyi. Not only did he help Sun Jingyi find the map but he also got the pure topaz. To be continued. Vote recommendation, monthly vote, etc. Chapter 1954. Date: October 20th. How was this a little gain? Could be said that it was a great gain. Of course, there were some secrets that even Faubert and Lin Yi couldn't say. About the jade space, Lin Yi couldn't reveal it to anyone yet. It wasn't that Lin Yi didn't trust them, but it was because Lin Yi's strength hadn't reached that level yet. If Lin Yi was a peak late-stage heaven-class master now, he wouldn't have hidden it from Faubert. Then hurry up and check. Faubert quickly reached out his hand and said, okay. Seeing Faubert's anxious look, Lin Yi didn't say anything more and directly checked Faubert's chi. After a while Lin Yi's face showed a satisfied look and said, there's no mistake, it's the chi in Grandma Sun's head. Then, Can I help her get rid of the true qi expelling chapter 1966? Very dejected? Faubert was surprised and happy after hearing Lin Yi's words. He was most worried that the qi in Sun Luoyue's head was caused by an enemy. If there were any malicious tricks, it would be troublesome, but now it seemed that this was unnecessary. There are two ways. One is for me to force Grandma Sun's qi out of her body. Although this method is feasible, I'm not very proficient in it yet. Lin Yi said honestly. The second level of the art of dragon mastery, Lin Yi could only describe it as relatively smooth, but he was still far from being proficient in it. Lin Yi also needed a lot of effort to force out his own fire qi. Now that he was using it on Grandma Sun, Lin Yi really didn't have much confidence. What about the second method? Faubert quickly asked. The second method is more certain. There won't be any danger, but the effect may be slower. It's not something that can be done overnight. Lin Yi said, that is to let Grandma Sun recultivate the Sun family's internal energy cultivation method. Once Grandma Sun successfully cultivates it, she will be able to dissolve the internal energy on her own. Chapter 1966. Very depressing. Then let's go with the second option. Li Fu said after some hesitation, choosing the second option without hesitation. After all, this method would definitely not be dangerous. Although it was a little slow, Faubert had waited for so many years. A little more time would not make a difference. If the first method went wrong, it would be too late for regrets. Actually, I also suggest using the second method. Lin Yi said, I've already got the Sun family's mental cultivation method. It's in my phone. I'll forward it to you later. But although this mental cultivation method was practiced by Grandma Sun before, it's best not to spread it. After all, I got it from Sun Jingyi. I understand. Faubert nodded and said, even if you don't say it, I won't casually say it. After all, this involves the enemies of the past. If they know that Luo Yin and I are not dead, they will definitely come to the door again. We are not opponents of those people. Lin Yi didn't say anything more. He sent the document sent by Sun Jingyi to Faubert and then went back to the room to rest. Back in the room, Lin Yi couldn't wait to open the jade pendant condensation method. This was the version that Lin Yi had copied. The original version was left in the West Star Mountain village. Now there was pure topaz, but there was no news of color steel and blue crystal powder. Before, Lin Yi didn't study this condensation method carefully, but now that the pure topaz was in his hands, Lin Yi was naturally a little excited. He began to carefully study the condensation method of the jade pendant. However, what made Lin Yi puzzled was that this condensation method didn't specify how much pure topaz, blue crystal powder and color steel was needed. Without the quantity, how could Lin Yi collect the materials? Thinking of this, Lin Yi couldn't help but wonder, Jiao Lao, how many materials do you need to condense this jade pendant? As much as you have. Jiao Lao said faintly. As much as you have. What do you mean? Lin Yi didn't understand what Jiao Yazi meant. The more materials, the larger the condensed storage space. What's there to understand? Jiao Yazi explained faintly. If that's the case, then can it only be condensed once? Lin Yi asked. No, you can condense as many times as you want. Every time you collect the materials, you can continue condensing. Lin Yi said. So that's how it is. Lin Yi was enlightened. Doesn't that mean that the storage space of this jade pendant can be condensed into an infinite size? In theory, yes. Didn't you notice that the space inside the jade pendant is actually an infinite fourth-dimensional space? Jiao Yazi said matter-of-factly, it's just that at present, these spaces can only store all-purpose energy and can't store other items. That means that the condensation of the jade pendant space actually turns a part of the jade pendant space that can only store all-purpose energy into a storage space? Lin Yi asked. You can understand it that way, but the four-dimensional space in the jade pendant space is theoretically infinite, Jiao Yazi said. Lin Yi was speechless after listening to Jiao Yazi's explanation. Previously, Lin Yi thought that his jade pendant was an ancient product, but as he learned more about the functions of the jade pendant, why did he feel that it was more and more high-tech? Even the four-dimensional space appeared, of course. Lin Yi was too lazy to ask Jiao Yazi about these things, because Jiao Yazi didn't know. He was just a phantom. To put it bluntly, he was like a computer. There was a limit to what he knew, so it was useless to ask. After putting away the pure yellow jade, Lin Yi continued practicing the art of dragon mastery. Before he gathered the other two materials, Lin Yi couldn't make the jade space, so he could only put it aside for now. The next morning, Lin Yi drove Mengyao and Yushu to school. While Faubert stayed at home to train with Grandma Sunday, Lin Yi felt a gloomy atmosphere when he came to the dorm. Everyone seemed to be in low spirits and Bai Weituo looked like he had lost a lot of money. What's wrong with you guys? Was there a break-in yesterday? Lin Yi looked at the three people in front of him, confused. Lin bro, you're back? Bai Weituo's eyes lit up when he saw Lin Yi but then dimmed. As far as he was concerned, Lin Yi might be good at other things, but he wouldn't be of much help in the freshman party. Otherwise, Lin Yi wouldn't be absent from the class rehearsals. It was obvious that he wasn't good at these things. I'm back, what's wrong with you guys? Lin Yi didn't know what was going on. Geez Lin bro, I'm really done for this time. Bai Weituo said with a sad face. That Zhang Duopan kid, it's just as you said, he actually played dirty. Chapter 1955. Date, October 20th. What's wrong with him? Lin Yi frowned. For the freshman party he actually invited a celebrity to be the lead singer. Although it's a celebrity who just debuted, he's quite famous in the country. With a celebrity as the host, I'm afraid the student council will have to give him some face no matter what and rank their performance. Bai Weituo said dejectedly, a celebrity came to our school's freshman party. If we don't rank them it'll be too disrespectful. So what if he's a celebrity? Even if he doesn't sing well he can still get a rank? Lin Yi wasn't too interested in celebrities and said disapprovingly. Su Shirhan was nothing in front of him. In Lin Yi's eyes she was just a pretty girl who could sing and dance. She wasn't even as attractive as Miss and Shu, let alone a celebrity who wasn't that famous. Let's not talk about the fact that Zhang Duopan's class is singing the celebrity's famous song. They already have an advantage. It's just the student council, they won't offend a celebrity over such a small matter. Bai Weituo had been in the school for a long time so he knew the logic behind this. The student council sometimes organizes some charity events and invites some celebrities. They're all trying to get close to those celebrities, so why wouldn't they give them some face? Zhang Duopan must have a master guiding him from behind, that's why he came up with such a trick. Let's not talk about how my singing is just SOS. Even if I sing well I'm still no match for a celebrity. Oh, so you're saying that as long as it's a celebrity they can get a rank? Lin Yi understood what Bai Weituo meant. Of course it can't be too bad. Bai Weituo said, forget about those celebrities who are famous for disgusting people. Then why don't we invite a celebrity too? Lin Yi said. I say brother. It's not that easy to invite a celebrity. Zhang Duopan is a rich second generation. His family has a lot of money, his dad is a big boss and his social connections are great. It's not a big deal to find a celebrity, but we... Bai Weituo shook his head. We might not be able to invite one even with money. Leave it to me. Lin Yi thought for a moment and asked, if we invite a celebrity who is more famous than Zhang Duopan, will our ranking be higher? That's for sure. When the time comes, all the members of the student union will be in charge of voting and scoring. Although there is a celebrity effect, whoever is popular will have the highest number of votes. Bai Weituo said. I understand. Lin Yi nodded. Boss, are you really going to invite a celebrity? Bai Weituo looked at Lin Yi in surprise. He didn't expect Lin Yi to invite him just like that. He had a matter-of-fact look on his face, as if it was easy to invite a celebrity. Are you ready to give up on Himeyue? Lin Yi asked. Of course not. Bai Weituo shook his head and replied without thinking. That's it. If I don't invite you, you lose, right? Lin Yi said. Can you really invite him? Bai Weituo looked at Lin Yi doubtfully. I don't know. I'll make a call and ask. Lin Yi said. Bai Weituo heard Lin Yi say he'll make a call and was a bit discouraged. The celebrity Zhang Duopan invited is the coffee girl, Qingyi. Although she just became famous recently, I heard that she's Su Shirhan's junior martial sister. With Su Shirhan's help, I'm afraid he'll be able to overshadow her. It's a bit difficult. Plus, Himeyue's idol is Su Shirhan. Naturally, she likes Qingyi as well. This time Zhang Duopan is obviously trying to please Himeyue. Sigh. Oh, a junior martial sister from the same sect. Then just invite Su Shirhan. She won't be able to say anything. Lin Yi heard Bai Weituo's words and let out a sigh of relief. If it was Su Shirhan's junior martial sister, it would be even more impossible to overshadow Su Shirhan. Invite Su Shirhan? Bai Weituo's eyes widened. Lin bro, you're not joking, right? Su Sherhan, she hasn't even held a concert in Donghi. How can she come to our school's freshman party? I don't know. It's us. Linny took out his phone. He started rummaging through the phone book. Bai Weituo, Zhao Xingji and Song Xiaodao looked at Lin Yi in disbelief. They couldn't understand. How did Lin Yi know Su Sherhan? Or did he know other friends who knew Su Sherhan? The call went through. Su Sherhan didn't pick up for a long time. The number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Lin Yi shook his head and hung up. Limbro, how was it? Bai Weituo didn't have much hope, but he still couldn't help but ask. No one picked up. Lin Yi said. Bai Weituo didn't think that Lin Yi could find Su Sherhan. So he wasn't surprised when Lin Yi said no one picked up. If anyone could get through a superstar's phone, they wouldn't be a superstar. It's okay. If it really doesn't work, I'll give up. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Looking at Bai Weituo's face, Lin Yi shook his head. Forget it. I'll try again. Then Lin Yi picked up his phone again. He was about to call again. However, Lin Yi's phone rang first. Looking at the caller ID, Lin Yi smiled and picked up. Lin Yi, you're looking for me? Su Sherhan's sweet voice came from the other side. I was busy just now. The phone is with Wang Sis. Wang Sis told me that you called me, so I called immediately. Oh, I was about to call you again. Lin Yi said faintly. Su Sherhan's enthusiasm was exchanged with a few indifferent words from Lin Yi. He was a superstar. What she said just now was to take credit from Lin Yi. If it was someone else, Su Sherhan wouldn't even bother to call back. But Lin Yi didn't seem to be flattered at all. But thinking about every time she went to his house, Lin Yi basically just greeted her and went back to his room. He didn't say anything. This made Su Sherhan feel that her charm had decreased every time she saw Lin Yi. What's the matter? Su Sherhan said helplessly. Do you have time recently? Come and help me. Lin Yi said. Help? Sure. Even if I don't have time, you can find me. Su Sherhan was very grateful to Lin Yi. It was him who cured her headache. It was also him who saw through Yao Wang's plot. Otherwise, if she really took Yao Wang's medicine, the consequences would be unimaginable. Oh, there's a freshman party in our school. Come over and bring our classmates to perform. That's it, Lin Yi said. To be continued. Recommendation votes, monthly votes. Chapter 1956. Date: October 20th, freshman party? Performance. Su Sherhan was speechless. What did Lin Yi find for her? She was a top star in Asia, yet she was attending a freshman party. However, since Lin Yi invited her, she couldn't refuse. She said, I've rejected all the other people who asked me to hold a concert, but I promise you that I will attend the freshman party. Thank you, Lin Yi said. No need to thank me. Who told you to cure my headache? I should be the one thanking you, Su Sherhan said. When is it? Wait, let me ask, Lin Yi said and turned to Bai Weituo. When is the freshman party? The night after tomorrow. Bai Weituo said subconsciously. The night after tomorrow, Lin Yi said to Su Sherhan. Where are you? Songshan. Su Sherhan remembered the time and asked. No, I'm at Donghai Industry University, Lin Yi said. I understand. I'll go there tomorrow. Can you pick me up at the airport? Su Sherhan asked. Okay, I'll pick you up. Lin Yi didn't mind being a chauffeur since he needed someone to do something for him. Su Sherhan was attending the event on her own, so the organizer wouldn't prepare a car. Then I'll see you tomorrow, Su Sherhan said. However, as soon as Su Sherhan finished speaking, Wang Sis' voice came from the other side. Han, didn't we agree to shoot the cover of the new album tomorrow? Oh, I'll do it in a few days. Su Sherhan said carelessly. What's up? Lin Yi asked. Nothing, I dropped it, Su Sherhan said. Huh. Then I'm really flattered. You have quite a lot of face, Lin Yi joked. You finally know how big your face is. I thought you didn't know. Su Sherhan snorted and hung up the phone. Lin Yi shook his head helplessly, but when he raised his head, he saw the three guys in the dormitory looking at him in disbelief. Big brother Lin, you really know Su Sherhan? Bai Weituo asked in disbelief. Yes, she agreed. Lin Yi nodded. It can't be. Bai Weituo pinched his face hard. Am I dreaming? Big brother Lin, you're too awesome. Feels so good to turn defeat into victory. Bai Weituo didn't doubt the authenticity of Lin Yi's call at all, because in his eyes, there was no need for Lin Yi to lie to him. Calling Su Shirhan meant calling Su Shirhan. But Bai Weituo was a little surprised. Lin Yi even knew Su Shirhan and he seemed to be quite familiar with her. Hee, shouldn't we go to class? Lin Yi said, it's no problem for me to ask for leave, but if you don't go to class, I'm afraid Boss Bai won't let you go easily, right? Damn class. Bai Weituo looked at his watch and quickly put on his coat and ran out of the dorm. When he came to the classroom, Lin Yi saw Han Jingjing sitting next to Wang Xinyan. She was whispering something to Xinyan which made Lin Yi frown. He'd gotten used to sitting at the same table with Xinyan these past couple of days, and Han Jingjing was taking his seat. He wasn't used to it. However, when Han Jingjing saw Lin Yi, she stood up and sat behind him, giving the seat to Lin Yi. This made Lin Yi a little surprised. Seeing Han Jingjing's action, Wang Xinyan blushed. This was too obvious. Anyone could see that her relationship with Lin Yi wasn't normal. Otherwise, in a class there would only be two girls together. Lin Yi didn't care so much and directly sat next to Wang Xinyan. You've recovered from your cold? It's much better. Wang Xinyan thought of the ambiguous scene in the car yesterday, and her face became even redder. Big brother Lin Yi, didn't you ask for leave today? Why are you here again? If I knew you would come to school today, I would have hitchhiked with you. Han Jingjing sat behind Lin Yi and said to Lin Yi. How did she know he asked for leave? But thinking of yesterday, he told Bai Weituo that he might not come today and asked him to ask for leave on his behalf. It should be from Bai Weituo yesterday, or Wang Xinyan told her yesterday afternoon. Don't you have your own car? Lin Yi asked back, didn't you already know the classroom? Why do you still hitchhiked? Aren't we saving energy and reducing emissions now? People don't drive. Sitting in your car can protect the environment. Han Jingjing said matter-of-factly. It's more environmentally friendly to walk. Lin Yi said with some speechlessness. There's a hitchhiker, why do I walk? Isn't that stupid? Han Jingjing asked with a surprised face. Lin Yi was speechless about Han Jingjing's IQ. This girl wouldn't have 100,000 whys, right? She was always saying why and whys, but it seemed like she was very reasonable, so Lin Yi didn't know how to answer. If I buy a car and let you hitchhike, isn't that stupid? Why? You don't have to spend a penny more for gas. It's on the way anyway. Han Jingjing looked at Lin Yi strangely. But why should I give you a ride? According to what you said, can I live in your villa? Lin Yi had a headache because of Han Jingjing's thinking. Because we are neighbors and classmates. Do you want to live in my villa? Okay, I'll help you clean up a room at night. It just so happens that my brother and I are scared. Han Jingjing said. Okay, you can continue to hitchhike or forget about cleaning up the room. Lin Yi was defeated. This girl's thinking was too weird. Lin Yi felt that if he continued to argue with her, it would only become more and more troublesome. He might even become crazy. Wang Xinyan saw Lin Yi being defeated and couldn't help but cover her mouth and laugh. This Han Jingjing was really interesting and the questions she asked were so cute. Han Jingjing's mouth flashed a trace of a successful smile, and Lin Yi didn't say anything because Boss Bai had arrived. Just as Boss Bai said, most of the courses in the medical profession were taught by him part-time. Lin Yi's medical skills, under the training of old Lin since he was young, was already at the top level, but unexpectedly, some of Boss Bai's theories gave Lin Yi a refreshing feeling. It was clearly some of the most basic pharmacology knowledge, but it gave Lin Yi a lot of inspiration. Lin Yi glanced at Tiger Right, noticing that the two followers beside him were doing nothing, while Tiger Right, on the other hand, was focused on Boss Bai's explanation. This discovery also proved that Boss Bai was extraordinary. To be continued. Cast recommendation votes, monthly votes, etc. Chapter 1957. Date, October 20th. The hidden house. You could be said to be a medical family, and the fact that the children of the house you could listen to Boss Bai's class so attentively, especially someone as arrogant as Yupan Hu. This made Lin Yi feel that Boss Bai was not a normal person. In a small town near Donghe, in a luxurious manner, two brothers were sitting in front of a computer in the study, replaying the video footage over and over again. These two brothers were the two Ferrari drivers that Lin Yi met on his way to Songjiang. Brother, is there still no news? It's taking so long to find out who the license plate belongs to. Uncle Hanjio's information network isn't too good. The one who spoke was the younger brother in the Ferrari, Han Xiaoling, and the one driving the Ferrari was the older brother, Han Xiaopa. Uncle Hanjio has always been in charge of our hidden House of Han's information network, but there's still no news. It's not that his network isn't good, it's that the owner of the car isn't a normal person. Han Xiaopa was one of the successors of the hidden House of Han, so he had a clearer view of things. He immediately noticed the problem. Ah, brother, then if the owner isn't a normal person, will he still help us participate in the race? Han Xiaoling asked. I don't know, but we need to see which power he belongs to first. If he isn't from a hidden house, then as long as we bring out enough benefits and sincerity, there shouldn't be a problem. Han Xiaopa said. Oh. Han Xiaoling was Han Xiaopa's biological brother, so he was very close to Han Xiaopa in the hidden House of Han. The hidden House of Han was a hidden house that kept a very low profile. The hidden House of Han started out 10 years ago, and the head of the House of Han was originally a lone practitioner, and his strength was only at the early phase of the mystic class. However, 15 years ago, the head of the House of Han found an ancient ruin and obtained a golden pill. After swallowing it, his strength soared from the early phase of the mystic class all the way to the early phase of the earth class. Along with the treasures from the ancient ruin, the old man of the House of Han, a lone practitioner, successfully became a member of the hidden house. However, the hidden House Han's foundation was still too shallow. Other than Old Man Han, who was an Earth-class early-phase master, the second generation of the family was at most Mystic class, and the third generation was pitifully Golden class. If it wasn't for the fact that they had obtained the treasures from the ancient ruins and that the Han family had come at a good time, they wouldn't have been able to survive. The Hidden House Arbitration Association had just been established, and this series of events had allowed the Han family to become a member of the Hidden House by chance. However, Old Man Han understood that his family's foundation was too shallow. If an old hidden family obtained the treasures from the ancient ruins, then not only would they not have to worry, they might even become an ancient family. Because even if they didn't have a heaven-class expert, they would still have a peak late-phase Earth-class expert overseeing them. According to the agreement between the ancient sects and ancient families, heaven-class experts couldn't casually make a move. Therefore, Earth-class late-phase peak could basically sit back and relax. But the Han family was different. A man's wealth was his own ruin. The Han family had been developing in a low profile these past few years. The Ice Palace trials, the Hidden House Arbitration Association's Elder Council, those were things they wouldn't participate in. The only thing they wanted to do was rest and slowly increase the family's strength. Once the family had a peak late-phase Earth-class expert or even a heaven-class expert, that would be the day the Han family would soar. Of course, with the restrictions of the Hidden House Arbitration Association, the other houses hadn't done anything to the Han family. But recently Old Man Han had heard some bad news. The Grand Elder of the Hidden House Arbitration Association had disappeared. The other hidden houses had started to stir as well. Although they didn't have any intentions of making a move against the Hidden House Han, they had made some strange suggestions and requests. That was, to hold a few competitions during the Hidden House Summit. The events of the competition were also different. There were martial arts competitions, art competitions, endurance competitions, strength competitions, and even racing competitions. In every round of the competition, every hidden house would take out a treasure as a wager. Anyone with a discerning eye could tell that this competition was aimed at the weak House of Han. This was because the hidden House of Han was too weak. They were so weak that they couldn't even win a single battle. However, these battles covered a wide range of areas and seemed to be fair. So even if the hidden House of Han knew that the hidden houses couldn't sit still anymore and wanted to covet the hidden House of Han's treasures, they couldn't refuse. Refusing to participate in the Hidden House Summit was the same as giving up their right to be a hidden house. Without the protection of the Hidden House title, even the Hidden House Arbitration Association wouldn't care about the life and death of the hidden house. At that time, the hidden houses would definitely make a move on the Hidden House Han. But this was a dead end. They knew that there would be losses and they would definitely have to take out some treasures. But under these circumstances, the Hidden House Han could only pinch their noses and accept it. Who asked them to be weak? When he saw Lin Yi's driving skills by chance, Han Xiaopa had the mentality of trying to save a dead horse. If they could win one race, even if it was just one, it would be a victory for the House Han. It was better than losing all the competitions. Even if the House Han had to pay a certain price, it didn't matter. After all, this was related to the hidden house Han's reputation. As he spoke, Han Xiaopa's phone rang. Seeing the familiar name, Han Xiaopa relaxed a little. Finally, there was news. Ninth uncle. Han Xiaopa answered the phone respectfully. Ninth uncle Han wasn't a direct relative of the Han family, but he was one of his grandfather's followers. The ancient ruins were discovered by him and his grandfather. However, ninth uncle Han was about the same age as Han Xiaopa's father, so he was considered an uncle. Master Po, we've investigated the ownership of the car, but we can't get the owner's information, ninth uncle Han said. What? No information on the owner? Han Xiaopa was slightly taken aback. The car belongs to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Our information channels aren't strong enough to find a secret of this level. If we ask for help, we might not be able to find someone who knows the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Even if they do, we might not be able to find them, ninth uncle Han said. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau. No wonder. I heard that there are many capable people there. Han Xiaopa suddenly understood. Although the practitioners of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau weren't as powerful as the hidden houses, they were far superior in other aspects. This was because they had many all-round talents. Not to mention his superb driving skills, it was easy for him to do stunts with an airplane. RG. Chapter 1958. However, according to the information we received from our people, we found that the car was heading towards East Ocean City from the surveillance cameras of several nearby highways. Book C Pavilion ninth uncle said, according to our informants in East Ocean City, the car is currently parked at East Ocean Industry University. Ah. Ninth uncle, you really scared me to death. I thought we wouldn't be able to find anything. I didn't expect you to have already found out. Han Xiaopa was very happy when he heard ninth uncle Han's words. Young Master Po, what I said earlier was just to point out this person's background. Ninth uncle Han's voice was still calm. Han Xiaopa was stunned for a moment, but he immediately understood what ninth uncle Han meant. If ninth uncle Han didn't say it in such detail and directly told him where the person was, Han Xiaopa would have gone to look for him. If he had been the slightest bit negligent, the negotiation would have definitely failed. Thinking of this, Han Xiaopa couldn't help but feel grateful. According to the school's security registration, the car owner is a student at East Ocean Industry University. The rest is still under investigation. Ninth uncle Han paused for a moment. It seemed that he also thought it was strange that a student from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau would be a student. A student? Han Xiaopa was stunned. How could a student be from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? I'm not sure yet, but I have reported this to the head of the family. Perhaps the head of the family will call for a family meeting soon. Young Master Po, please be prepared. Book C Pavilion ninth uncle Han said. Thank you so much, ninth uncle. Han Xiaopa couldn't help but feel touched after hearing ninth uncle Han's words. The family meeting was a good opportunity to show one's face in public. As long as one made reasonable suggestions during the family meeting, one would be valued by his grandfather. Although the heir to the head of the family hadn't been appointed yet, ninth uncle Han obviously thought highly of Han Xiaopa. In Han Xiaopa's generation, the only one who could compete with him was his second uncle's son, Han Xiaochun. However, although Han Xiaochun was capable, he was narrow-minded and always went against Han Xiaopa. Ninth uncle Han didn't like his personality. As expected, half an hour later, Han Xiaopa received a notice from the family members that a family meeting would be held in the assembly hall. In Han Xiaopa's generation, only he and Han Xiaochun had the right to participate in the family meeting. Both of them were being groomed as successors to the family. Han Xiaopa quickly arrived at the conference room, but Han Xiaochun arrived first. Old Master Han, the second-generation members of the Han family, and ninth uncle Han were all present. Han Xiaopa was the last to arrive. It seemed that the disciple who had called for the meeting was probably someone from Han Xiaochun's side, and had deliberately made Han Xiaopa look bad. I'm sorry, Grandpa. I'm late. Han Xiaopa looked at the people in the conference room and apologized. All right, sit down. Grandfather Han wasn't an idiot. He knew that Han Xiaopa wouldn't be late on purpose. He knew what was going on, but he couldn't be bothered to point it out. Yes, Grandpa. Han Xiaopa nodded and sat on his seat. Han Xiaochun's eyes flashed with disappointment. Han Xiaopa's lateness didn't incur his grandpa's wrath. This made Han Xiaochun's efforts a little wasted. Xiaopa, I heard from your ninth uncle Han that you found a racer with superb driving skills. You want him to represent the hidden Han family in the upcoming Hidden Family Summit. Is that true? Grandfather Han waited for Han Xiaopa to sit down and then asked. Yes, Grandpa. Han Xiaopa nodded and told him about the Jeep Cherokee he saw on the highway. He then added, Grandpa, I think that if it's possible, we should invite this person to represent us in the race no matter what. Otherwise, I'm afraid our hidden Han family won't be able to win in the end. This concerns our hidden Han family's reputation. Not bad. Old man Han nodded in praise. Little Pa didn't go out for nothing this time, always thinking about the family's interests. That's what everyone in the hidden Han family should learn. Our hidden Han family originally didn't have any hope in this hidden family summit, but if Little Pa can invite this person, then we'll be able to save some face for our Han family. We won't lose so miserably. Old Nine, have you investigated this person's background? Tell us and we'll see how we can invite him. Yes. Ninth Uncle Han nodded and told everyone the results of his investigation. Xiaopa, what do you think? You were the one who suggested this idea. What do you think we should pay to invite this person to race for us? Grandfather Han looked at Han Xiaopa and asked. Grandpa, since this person is from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, then I don't think he'll be interested in ordinary benefits. I think that as long as we can invite this person, even if we have to give him all the treasures after winning, it'll be worth it. Han Xiaopa said. Big brother, are you stupid? Treasures after winning? That's not just our Han family's treasures. Every participating family will put up a treasure as a bet. When the time comes, he'll get the treasures of all the families. Don't you think that's a bit too generous? Han Xiaochun didn't wait for Han Xiaopa to finish and retorted coldly. Or are you colluding with outsiders to embezzle the Han family's benefits? I embezzle the Han family's benefits? Han Xiaopa looked at Han Xiaochun with a smile that wasn't a smile. You know, if we don't invite him, we'll definitely lose the race. With our family's resources, it's not even enough for him to look at. He's just a student. Even if he's related to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, we, the Hidden Han family, are asking him for help because we think highly of him. When the time comes, we'll just give them any of our family's treasures. Won't he obediently help? Han Xiaochun snorted coldly and said, although our Hidden Han family isn't one of the top families among the hidden families, if we say something, even the Supernatural Investigation Bureau will have to give us face. Xiaochun is right about this. If we give him all the treasures, then our Han family will really be at a loss. Giving him one treasure is already very impressive. Grandfather Han nodded, agreeing with Han Xiaochun. Grandpa, if he doesn't show his sincerity, I can't promise to invite him. Han Xiaopa sighed. He didn't know why, but Han Xiaopa just felt that the person driving the Jeep Cherokee wasn't someone who was easy to talk to. He wasn't someone who could be invited easily. Big brother, if you think your ability is limited, then leave this to me. I'll invite him and I guarantee it'll be done. Han Xiaochun patted his chest and promised. Chapter 1959. Oh. Grandfather Han turned to look at Han Xiaochun and asked. Book Ocean Pavilion Net. Han Xiaochun laughed coldly. When the time comes, we'll bring a mystic late phase peak master. That'll scare him to death. Even if we don't give him any benefits, he'll still come and help. Threats and promises are fine, carrot and stick. Since Xiaochun said so, then we'll leave this to him, Grandpa Han said faintly. Han Xiaopa opened his mouth but gave up in the end. No matter how he looked at it, he didn't think that the other party was that simple. Since Han Xiaochun had a way, then let him do it. He wouldn't get involved. Yes. Grandpa, don't worry, I'll do it well. Han Xiaochun turned to look at Ninth Uncle Han and asked, Ninth Uncle, did you find out the person's name? There's no news yet. Our family also has a branch family studying at Donghai Industry University. I've already asked them to find out who the owner of the Jeep Cherokee is. Ninth Uncle Han said, we should have news soon. As he spoke, Uncle Han Jio's phone rang. Uncle Han Jio picked up the phone and said a few words. Then his expression changed and became extremely strange. After a while, Ninth Uncle Han said, okay, I got it. You guys continue the investigation. Knight, how is it? Is there news? Grandpa Han couldn't help but ask when he saw the strange expression on ninth Uncle Han's face. Book Ocean Pavilion Net. Yes, master, there's news. Ninth Uncle Han nodded and said, this student is called Lin Yi. He's a new medical student at Donghai Industry University. Oh, Lin Yi, a new student. I got it. Han Xiaochun nodded and said, I'll go find him in a bit. Young Master Chun, this person's name is Lin Yi. Ninth Uncle Han repeated the name and emphasized it. That Lin Yi? Han Xiaochun's heart skipped a beat. He thought of an existence that was taboo in the various hidden families. The hidden House Yu and House Xiao wanted to cause trouble for him, but all of them returned empty-handed. Not only did they fail to do anything to Lin Yi, but all of their masters died. Could it be that this Lin Yi was that Lin Yi? Thinking up to here, Han Xiaochun's face changed and he cried bitterly in his heart. Just now he had sworn that he would threaten and bribe them, bringing a mystic class late phase peak master to threaten them. What a joke. One had to know that even an Earth class late phase master was killed by Lin Yi, let alone a peak mystic late phase master. Bringing a mystic late phase peak to cause trouble was asking for death. Young Master Chun, although I haven't found out if these two Lin Yis are the same person, whether it's House Yu or House Xiao, they all kept quiet and didn't reveal too much information about Lin Yi, so I can't be sure yet. Ninth Uncle Han said with a normal face, but he was laughing coldly in his heart. Don't you love to be in the limelight? Why are you stunned now? Han Xiaochun thought of Lin Yi's lightning-fast killing methods and his heart went cold. In the eyes of these hidden house disciples, Lin Yi was no different from a demon king. He was terrifying to the extreme. He was going to talk terms with Lin Yi, but if he didn't succeed and got killed right away, then he'd die for nothing. No one from the hidden house would dare to stand up for him. The hidden House Yu, House Xiao and House Yu all suffered in silence, let alone the hidden House Han. Brother, you already know this person's information, when are you going to go look for him? Han Xiaopa was amused as well. Where was that arrogance from before? He was dumbfounded when he heard the name. Big brother, my abilities are limited, you should go. After all, you were the one who found this person, so it's more reasonable for you to go. Han Xiaochun didn't dare to go anymore. Unless he didn't want to live anymore, daring to talk terms with a violent maniac like Lin Yi, wasn't that looking for death? Old Han's face turned red and white as well. This was a slap in the face. However, he didn't have the slightest intention of getting angry. If this Lin Yi was the same Lin Yi, sending Han Xiaochun to look for him without knowing was the same as asking the hidden House Han to die. There was a hidden house arbitration association to mediate between the hidden houses, but when it came to the common world, Lin Yi didn't have much to say. If Lin Yi wanted to destroy the hidden House Han, then it wouldn't be a difficult task. When that time comes, thinking of this, old Han broke out in a cold sweat and said to Han Xiaopa, Xiaopa still has foresight. We didn't act impulsively, or else if we really did as Xiaochun said, the consequences would be unthinkable. Xiaochun is still not mature enough. Han Xiaochun was very displeased. You clearly agreed with my suggestion just now and even told me to go with the carrot and the stick, but now you're saying that I'm not mature enough. This made him very depressed. But he didn't dare to refute, because if he did, wouldn't he make his grandfather lose face? So he could only endure it helplessly. Yes, you're right, grandfather. Han Xiaochun said gloomily. Xiaopa, you should go talk to Lin Yi about this. No matter what, even if he wants more, we have to rope him in. As long as he can become a friend of our hidden house Han, the other hidden houses will have to think about their own strength if they want to touch us. Old Han was looking further ahead. Although he was snobbish, he was extremely cunning. Otherwise, the hidden House Han would still be in decline for so many years. Old Han still had some tricks up his sleeve. If it wasn't for the fact that he had told the children of the family to keep a low profile and not go out to cause trouble or earn money, those hidden families would have found an excuse to deal with the hidden House of Han. Chapter 1960. Yes, Grandpa, as long as you say so. Han Xiaopa said, as long as we can offer enough benefits, then we don't have to be afraid that he won't come. After lunch, Lin Yi looked at the stranger in front of him and frowned slightly. Lin Yi was very sure that he didn't know the person in front of him, but the person in front of him was blocking his way, which made Lin Yi a little unhappy. What do you want? Lin Yi asked calmly. Excuse me. Are you Mr. Lin Yi? Although the person had blocked Lin Yi's way, his tone was very polite. Yes, what do you want? Lin Yi looked at the person in front of him again, but he still didn't know him. This humble one is Han Xiaopa of the hidden Han family. Greetings, Senior Lin. Han Xiaopa used the honorific of the martial arts world and cupped his fists. Hidden Han family? This was the first time Lin Yi had heard of this hidden family, but Lin Yi still stopped in his tracks. Since this person was from a hidden family, then he might as well see what he wanted. It's just a small family, it's normal that Senior Lin hasn't heard of it. Han Xiaopa smiled bitterly, thinking that the hidden Han family really didn't have much of a reputation. Lin Yi probably hadn't heard of it before. Book C Pavilion Net. Oh, tell me why you're here. Lin Yi didn't care whether the person was from a small family or a large family, and asked directly, Senior Lin, I won't beat around the bush. I have something that I need your help with. Han Xiaopa said. Not interested, no time. Lin Yi hadn't even heard of the hidden Han family, so he naturally wasn't in the mood to deal with someone asking for his help. Senior Lin, please wait. Our Han family once obtained an ancient ruin with many treasures. If Senior Lin can help us, you can choose any treasure you like as a reward. Han Xiaopa knew that he couldn't play mind games with people like Lin Yi. He had to say whatever was on his mind to gain Lin Yi's favor. If he beat around the bush, perhaps Lin Yi wouldn't have the patience to waste time with him. Ancient ruins? Lin Yi stopped in his tracks and turned to look at Han Xiaopa, deep in thought. Lin Yi naturally knew what an ancient relic was. Legend had it that the ancient sects and ancient families had become the overlords of the martial arts world because they had found an ancient relic. The fact that the hidden Han family had also found an ancient relic surprised Lin Yi. Found an ancient relic and a small clan at that? Unheard of even in the hidden aristocratic families? However, although Lin Yi didn't know the reason behind it, Han Xiaopa's conditions had indeed tempted Lin Yi. Among the materials in the ancient ruins, there might be pure topaz-colored steel or blue crystal powder. Book C Pavilion, Net. That's right. Han Xiaopa nodded and said, I wonder if Senior Lin has the time to sit down and discuss in detail. All right, let's go to the cafeteria. I haven't had lunch yet. Lin Yi said. Senior Lin, this humble one has already booked a table at the Shueshang Business Hotel nearby. I hope Senior Lin can do me the honor. Han Xiaopa heard Lin Yi's agreement and immediately invited him with a smile. Oh, then let's go. Lin Yi nodded. Under the biology building, a Ferrari sports car was parked. Han Xiaopa respectfully invited Lin Yi into the car and drove to the Shueshang Business Hotel. The Shueshang Business Hotel was actually the Shueshang Hotel, it was just called by a different name. Arriving here, Lin Yi thought of Sun Jingyi, so he said to Han Xiaopa, wait, I'll call a friend to eat with us. Right, no problem. Han Xiaopa naturally wouldn't have the slightest doubt. The more casual Lin Yi behaved, the more likely it was to succeed. Lin Yi called Sun Jingyi. It just so happened that Sun Jingyi was also going to eat, so Lin Yi let Sun Jingyi go directly to the private room that Han Xiaopa had booked. Lin Yi, why did you think of eating here at noon? Sun Jingyi was a little surprised by Lin Yi's sudden visit, but when she saw that there was an outsider beside Lin Yi, she was a little puzzled. This must be Senior Lin's girlfriend. Ho, Senior. My name is Han Xiaopa. I'm from the hidden Han family. Han Xiaopa said respectfully to Sun Jingyi. Hidden Han family? Lin Yi didn't know about the hidden Han family, but as a member of an aristocratic family, Sun Jingyi was very clear about it. She also knew about the history of the Han family's rise to power. Even if the hidden Han family was a relatively weak existence among the hidden aristocratic families, it was still a behemoth compared to the Sun family. But what Sun Jingyi didn't expect was that the hidden Han family's disciple would call her senior. Could this be considered riding on Lin Yi's coattails? Yes, I am the eldest son and eldest grandson of the hidden Han family. I represent the hidden Han family, and I have some matters that I need Senior Lin's help with. Han Xiaopa explained respectfully. Alright, serve the dishes first. I'm hungry. Let's talk while we eat. Lin Yi waved his hand impatiently and interrupted Han Xiaopa. Yes, Senior Lin. I'll ask the waiter to serve the dishes now. Han Xiaopa said as he turned around and left the private room, instructing the waiter to serve the dishes. At this time Sun Jingyi was very surprised. She lowered her voice and said to Lin Yi, "Why did he call you senior? Why did he need your help?" "Who knows? Let's hear it later," Lin Yi said nonchalantly. Soon Han Xiaopa returned and sat respectfully at the seat below. He poured tea for Lin Yi and Sun Jingyi. "All right, before the dishes are served, tell me what you need," Lin Yi said. "It's like this, Senior Lin." Han Xiaopa quickly told Lin Yi about the Hidden House Summit, the competition, and how he saw Lin Yi's flying car on the highway. Hidden House Summit. This was Lin Yi's first time hearing about this. But thinking about it, if the aristocratic families had their own house summit, then it wasn't surprising that the hidden families had their own hidden house summit. From the sound of it, this was a conference to test the hidden family's abilities. In other words, if I win the car race for you, all the prizes will belong to me. Plus, I can choose any treasure from your hidden Han family's treasure vault. Don't you think you're losing out? Yes. Han Xiaopa nodded. Of course, I hope this isn't just a trade but the beginning of a friendship. I sincerely hope that our hidden Han family can become Senior Lin's friend. So it doesn't matter if we're losing out or not. If Han Xiaopa wanted to negotiate, he could have said that he would give the prizes to Lin Yi. If Lin Yi didn't agree, he could have increased the stakes. But Han Xiaopa wanted to gain Lin Yi's friendship. After he found out that the person driving the jeep was Lin Yi, he had this idea. Pure topaz, blue crystal, chromatic steel. What does your hidden Han family have? Lin Yi asked. Chapter 1961. Pure topaz? Blue crystal? Colored steel? Han Xiaopa repeated Lin Yi's words and frowned. After a while he said uncertainly, "I think we do have colored steel. It's a material used to forge weapons. Our Han family found some in the ancient ruins. I think it's called colored steel, but I'm not sure. Senior Lin, is it that colorful steel?" "That's right. Your hidden Han family has something like that." Lin Yi's eyes brightened. He did not think that the most difficult material to find would be found in the hands of the hidden Han family. "If it's something like that, then we have one in our treasure vault. However, the blacksmith who forged the weapon has long since disappeared, and the method of forging has also been lost. We don't have much use for this thing." Han Xiaopa said, "If that's what you want, then I can give it to you right now. Whether or not you agree to help our hidden Han family in the tournament, I'll give it to you as a meeting gift." "But I agree." Lin Yi nodded. "You're not bad. I know what you're thinking, but it's a bit difficult for me to protect your Han family. My strength is limited. If the other hidden houses join forces to cause trouble for you, there's nothing I can do. Don't worry about that, Senior Lin. Hidden families have their own rules. Even if they want to deal with us, the hidden house of Han, they'll have to use this sort of competition to get our treasures. They wouldn't dare to openly rob us." Han Xiaopa said, "So as long as Senior Lin represents our Han family, at least in the short term, these people won't have any designs on us. What we need is some breathing room. That's not a problem. Also, I might participate in the other competitions you mentioned. Do I get to keep the rewards?" Lin Yi asked. Book C Pavilion Net. Of course. Han Xiaopa was overjoyed. If Lin Yi could win a few more rounds, it would be a great opportunity to show off the hidden Han family's power. It would also show the other hidden families how powerful Lin Yi was. "Hey, then you can go. This is my phone number. Call me when the time is confirmed," Lin Yi said and gave Han Xiaopa his phone number. "All right, Senior Lin, I'll send you the colored steel tomorrow," Han Xiaopa said after writing down Lin Yi's phone number. "Don't worry, but help me find out more about pure topaz and blue crystal," Lin Yi said. "I will remember it, Senior Lin," Han Xiaopa said. The dishes were served and Han Xiaopa was done with his business. He got up and left without eating. He was a smart man and went to pay the bill. He didn't want to disturb Lin Yi and Sun Jingyi's meal. He had achieved his goal. It didn't matter if he ate or not as long as Lin Yi ate happily. Han Xiaopa and Lin Yi reached an agreement and built a good relationship. He returned to the hidden Han family to report. Sun Jingyi was the only one left in the room. She looked at Lin Yi in surprise. "These hidden houses are so afraid of you now." "I burned 3 of them to death last time. Maybe they have a phobia now." Lin Yi shrugged. He was thinking about other things in his mind. His current strength was only at the early phase of Earth class, and he needed to raise it to the next level as soon as possible. Although the Frenzy Fist was powerful, Lin Yi had only trained the first 3 styles. At most he could fight a mid-phase Earth class master to a draw. If he met someone stronger, then he wouldn't be able to do it. So Lin Yi was eager to raise his strength to the next level. It would be best if he could train the 4th to 6th style of the Frenzy Fist. After seeing the power of the Frenzy Fist, Lin Yi was confident that he could fight a late-phase Earth class master after training the 4th to 6th style. Of course, this was just a confidence. Before Lin Yi started training, everything was just a guess. He would only know after training. So that's how it is. Sun Jingyi nodded. Oh right, I did a comparison last night. That map seems to be the Wulonghout Mountains. But it was too late last night, so I didn't find the detailed map. I just woke up not long ago. I'm going to go online and look for a more detailed map later. Oh? You found it already? Lin Yi was a little surprised. Although Sun Jingyi made it sound easy, she must have been busy last night. It was just that Lin Yi was surprised that Sun Jingyi found the location on the map so quickly. Maybe it's my parents' secret. Of course I'm anxious. Sun Jingyi smiled embarrassedly. I understand. Let me know when you want to leave. I'll go with you. Lin Yi said. Thank you. Sun Jingyi said gratefully. But you may have to wait. At least you have to wait until the hidden Han family's matter is over. Lin Yi thought about it and said. It doesn't matter. You can go whenever you want. Moreover, it's not necessarily the Wulonghout Mountains. I just think the terrain is similar. Sun Jingyi said, maybe I need to confirm it for a while. After lunch, Sun Jingyi returned to her room, and Lin Yi was ready to go back to school. After leaving the hotel, Lin Yi was about to stop a taxi, but he saw a middle-aged man walking quickly toward Lin Yi. Senior Lin, young master asked me to wait here and send you back to school. The middle-aged man explained before Lin Yi could ask. Then let's go. Lin Yi nodded. He didn't expect Han Xiaopa to be so considerate. After he left, he still sent someone to pick him up to school. The middle-aged man drove an Audi A8. After respectfully asking Lin Yi to get in the car, he didn't say much. He directly sent Lin Yi back to school and left. Lin Yi returned to the dormitory, but he saw Bai Weituo still sitting at the desk with a sad face. Oh Bai, what's wrong with you? Lin Yi looked at Bai Weituo strangely. Wasn't the matter solved? Why didn't this guy lead the class to rehearse? Instead he was sighing in the dormitory. Big brother Lin, you're back? Bai Weituo saw Lin Yi and his face suddenly showed some joy. Big brother Lin, I told the class about the big star Su Shirhan. Everyone was very excited after hearing it, but Right Coiling Tiger jumped out to cause trouble. He said that Su Shirhan had never held a concert in Donghai before, and that it was unheard of for her to participate in this kind of small event. So he said that I wanted to boost the class's morale, and that's why I made this up to compete with Zhang Duopan. And then Lin Yi frowned, thinking that this coiling tiger on the right didn't know how to stop, always going against them. Chapter 1962. Book C Pavilion. Chapter 1974. She really was a superstar. After that, the students in the class got discouraged. They felt that no matter how much they practiced, they wouldn't be able to fight against that coffee girl Qingyi that Zhang Duopan invited. So they were too lazy to practice and came back with the attitude of just making up the numbers. Bai Weituo said bitterly. Lin Yi was speechless, so they didn't believe him. But it wasn't strange that they doubted him. If Lin Yi didn't call Su Shirhan in front of Bai Weituo wouldn't believe that he could invite Su Shirhan. Su Shirhan used to have headaches, so she rarely held concerts, let alone private events. Therefore, a lot of people probably didn't believe it at first, but after Right Coiling Tiger said this, no one believed it anymore. This Panhu Right really needs to be beaten up. If it weren't for the fact that Lin Yi wasn't weak, he would have beaten Panhu Right up a long time ago. But after offending House Yu, House Zhao, and an unknown master from House Kong, Lin Yi didn't want to mess with the hidden House Yu, especially since they were a medical family. Their power couldn't be underestimated. It's not his fault, he just raised a question. We're the class monitor, we can't let our classmates doubt us, right? Bai Weituo smiled bitterly. Even if Su Shirhan comes tomorrow, the party starts the day after tomorrow, and we only have half a day left to rehearse. It's not enough. I'll make another call. Lin Yi wanted to rush Su Shirhan to see if she could come today. Bai Weituo heard Lin Yi's words and was extremely grateful. He didn't think that Lin Yi would help him this much. Lin Yi called Su Shirhan again. But this time, it was Su Shirhan who picked up. Lin Yi, why are you calling me again? It's like this. Lin Yi told Su Shirhan about Bai Weituo's troubles and said, can you come earlier? It's best if you come tonight. I'm afraid I can't. Today's schedule is already full. Even tomorrow and the day after tomorrow I had to squeeze out time for you. Do you think I'm free every day? Su Shirhan was annoyed by Lin Yi's words. Did this guy think that she was just waiting for him to summon her every day? What's the saying? Time is like, pretend I didn't say anything. Lin Yi wanted to make a joke, but then he remembered that he wasn't that close with Su Shirhan, so it was best not to make this kind of joke. Pervert. Su Shirhan heard Lin Yi's words and snorted. You misunderstood. What I meant was that time is like a sponge that is wet with water. If you squeeze it, water will always come out. Lin Yi said. How do you know I misunderstood? If you didn't get it wrong, how would you know I got it wrong? Su Shirhan retorted. Lin Yi realized that Su Shirhan was indeed a superstar. Her reflexes were extraordinarily fast. No wonder she could remain so calm in the face of so many media interviews. Okay, can you come? Lin Yi asked. This matter is actually very easy to solve. Do you have a computer over there? We can video chat and then you can call your classmates over. I'll talk to them personally, Su Shirhan said. That's a good idea. Computer. Lin Yi's gaze landed on Bai Weituo's desk. This brat brought a laptop, so he said, I do. Then do you have my QQ number? Add me and then I'll send you a video chat request. Su Shirhan said, my number is 1212. Okay. Lin Yi wrote down Su Shirhan's QQ number and hung up. He said to Bai Weituo, go call our classmates over. Then Su Shirhan will video chat with them. But that's great. Bai Weituo was overjoyed. He ran out of the dorm to call his classmates. Lin Yi opened Bai Weituo's laptop and logged into his QQ number. Lin Yi rarely used his QQ. He applied for it after he came to Songshan. There were only a few people added on it. Kong, Miss Little Shu and so on. But Lin Yi didn't really use it, so he was still level 2. Lin Yi added Su Shirhan's number. After a while the verification went through. Lin Yi had a new friend on QQ. It was called Beauty Han. This name made Lin Yi speechless. Wasn't she a bit too narcissistic? Su Shirhan sent a message. She wasn't sure about Lin Yi's identity. Lin Yi's nickname was 01. He had more personality than Su Shirhan. It's me, narcissist. Lin Yi replied. Narcissist? You're a narcissist? Su Shirhan was confused by Lin Yi's reply. You are. Lin Yi said, look at your QQ name. What narcissism, I'm a beauty. Su Shirhan said matter-of-factly, only blind people don't know how to appreciate beauty. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. It seemed like Su Shirhan hated him a lot. Hearing footsteps coming from outside the dorm, Lin Yi quickly replied. Okay, she's here. After that he quickly closed the chat window. Book Ocean Pavilion. He opened it again. The chat history was gone. Lin Yi didn't want others to know about his relationship with Su Shirhan. Okay, I'll request a video call. Su Shirhan replied and sent a video call request. Song Xiaodao and Zhao Xingji were in the other dorms. They saw Bai Weituo's worried face, so they went to the other dorms to pull some strings. Actually, it wasn't that the students in the class didn't want to help, but they didn't have the confidence. Who didn't want their major and their class to shock the world at the school's freshman party? This was a good chance to be famous. These 20 guys were all single. When the class became famous, it would be easier to find a girlfriend. It was just that Zhang Duopan invited a celebrity. So no matter how hard they tried, they weren't on the same level as him. Instead of working hard for half a day and still getting bullied, they might as well just deal with it. But when they heard that Su Shirhan was going to video call them, they got excited. Could it be that what Bai Weituo said before was true? He could really invite Su Shirhan. And so these guys immediately swarmed to room 444, and at this time, Lin Yi accepted Su Shirhan's video call request. On the computer screen, Su Shirhan, who was wearing casual clothes and no makeup, appeared. Su Shirhan, it's really Su Shirhan. The first guy who rushed into the dorm saw Su Shirhan on the computer screen and screamed. Class leader didn't lie to us. This is the first time I've seen Su Shirhan without makeup. She's so beautiful and pure. Book C Pavilion. Target equals and of length. Chapter 1963. Su Shirhan, hello, I'm your loyal fan, I'm Jia Chongqing. The boys couldn't wait to greet Su Shirhan. Hello everyone, I'm Su Shirhan. Su Shirhan saw that everyone was here, so she smiled and said, I'm in the recording studio right now. Today, I'm mixing for my new album, so I took a break from my busy schedule to meet everyone. This isn't a pre-recorded interview, right? Panhu, you couldn't understand why Bai Weitua was able to invite Su Shirhan. Back then he invited Su Shirhan with the identity of the Yu family. Not only did he fail, but he also got rejected. This made Yu Panhu very upset. Lin Yi didn't let Bai Weitua say that he was the one who invited Su Shirhan, so Bai Weitua could only vaguely say that he was the one who invited Su Shirhan. This was also the reason why no one believed him. He was just a freshman, how could he know a superstar like Su Shirhan? Yeah, Bai Weitua, is this a pre-recorded interview? Someone heard Coiling Tiger Yu's question and started to suspect. Young Master Coiling Tiger Yu, hello, we meet again. Su Shirhan heard Coiling Tiger Yu's question and smiled faintly. Coiling Tiger Yu didn't expect Su Shirhan to know him and even talk to him. He felt awkward. I was just joking. In front of the class, Coiling Tiger Yu naturally didn't dare to say that he wanted to sleep with Su Shirhan. He laughed and changed the topic. But now, no one doubted that it was a video anymore because the video didn't have any interaction and it was impossible to talk to Coiling Tiger Yu. Su Shirhan, I like you so much. Su Shirhan, can I have your autograph? Su Shirhan, what are the songs in your new album? Can you tell us a bit? Su Shirhan, will you really come tomorrow? Will you bring us to the freshman party? When everyone knew that the Su Shirhan in front of them was really Su Shirhan, they couldn't be more excited. One question after another, Su Shirhan couldn't answer. Can everyone calm down for a moment? I understand everyone's feelings, but my time here is limited. It wasn't easy for me to ask my manager for a little leave just now to meet with everyone, so please listen to me, okay? Su Shirhan's voice came again, making the noisy dorm quiet again. Everyone shut their mouths when they heard that Su Shirhan was taking time out of her busy schedule to meet them. As you all know, I was asked by my friend to attend the freshman party with you. However, due to my schedule, I won't be able to arrive in East Ocean City until tomorrow afternoon at the earliest. Therefore our time is very limited. Su Shirhan said. And if we want to get first place in the freshman party, just my popularity alone isn't enough. We need everyone's cooperation. Otherwise, even if I go on stage, we won't be able to get a high score if we don't work well together, right? Everyone nodded in agreement after hearing Su Shirhan's words. So, I'm going to tell everyone the song I'm going to sing. Everyone practice the harmony part first. When I go tomorrow, I just need to practice a few more times. Do you guys have the confidence to get first place with me? Su Shirhan asked. Yes. Most of the guys were Su Shirhan's fans. Even if they weren't, how could they reject such a beautiful girl's invitation? Thus, as soon as Su Shirhan's voice fell, everyone expressed their stance in unison. Okay, since you're confident, then you have to work hard. If we can't get first place, it'll be very embarrassing for me. Su Shirhan said with a smile. Don't worry, we'll definitely work hard. A guy took the lead. It was the guy called Jia Chongqing. The rest of the guys saw that someone took the lead, so they naturally didn't want to be outdone. Okay, the song I prepared for everyone is called Story of Youth. It's also one of my most famous songs. There's a lot of harmony and narration and the whole song is like a drama. I believe that the students who have seen the music video of this song know that it was filmed in a university. What we need to do is to restore the music video of this song to the stage. Su Shirhan said. Story of Youth was just like what Su Shirhan said. The music video was filmed in a university. It was also a drama, singing about the beautiful university life. There was love, friendship, and nervousness before exams. The theme of the song was the epitome of university life. It would be hard not to win an award if it was performed at the freshman party. With Su Shirhan as the original singer and the cooperation of the students, it would definitely cause an unprecedented sensation. What everyone needs to do next is to familiarize yourself with this song, then find a few stunt doubles for the supporting roles in the music video. As for the rest, we can start rehearsing tomorrow. Su Shirhan said. No problem. Don't worry, Su Shirhan. I'm the class monitor Bai Weitua. I'll definitely complete the task. Bai Weitua was very excited. Su Shirhan was willing to help everyone. Although he knew that it was because of Lin Yi, the person she was helping was him. How could he not be excited? Moreover, He Meiyue's idol was Su Shirhan. Zhang Duopan invited Su Shirhan's junior sister to come. It was also to please He Meiyue. After all, other than Su Shirhan, He Meiyue also liked Cheng Yi. However, with Su Shirhan here, He Meiyue naturally liked Su Shirhan more. Hey, by way to everyone's rehearsal, I'll leave it to you. Su Shirhan said. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to start working here. Everyone do your best. Okay, we'll do our best. Bai Weituo and the students present said in unison. Coiling Tiger Right and the other two were very gloomy. They saw that Bai Weituo was one of Lin Yi's people, so they wanted to create some trouble for him. But now it seemed like trouble was no longer trouble. So, Coiling Tiger Right and the other two left Lin Yi's dorm. After the video ended, all the medical students were excited and requested to start rehearsing right away. Bai Weituo excitedly downloaded Su Shirhan's Story of Youth music video and played it for everyone to see. Then he started to pick the supporting characters and cameos from the class. Lin Dage, which role are you going to play? Bai Weituo naturally let Lin Yi choose first. After all, Su Shirhan was invited by Lin Yi. It was reasonable to let him choose first. No one would object. Chapter 1964. Oh, I'll play this role. Book C Pavilion. Lin Yi pointed at a guy in the music video. This was a minor character from the start. He sat in front of the desk and didn't move at all. The girl beside him was also a minor character. Bai Weituo didn't understand why Lin Yi chose this character. There were a lot of minor characters and Lin Yi only chose one of them. Other than that, there were a lot of supporting characters that followed Su Shirhan. Ah? Lin bro, are you sure? Just a minor character? Bai Weituo was surprised. I'm not good at acting. This minor character is good enough, Lin Yi said. Lin Yi didn't have much interest in standing out at the freshman party. Lin Yi didn't flirt with girls and he didn't do it to please anyone. He only played a minor character because this was a group activity, and it was organized by Bai Weituo. It wouldn't be good if he didn't act. Okay. Bai Weituo saw that Lin Yi insisted, so he didn't say anything else. Then Xinyan's sis-in-law. She's the same as me, a minor character. Lin Yi knew that Xinyan didn't like being in the limelight, so he made the decision for her. Lin Yi basically had nothing to do for the rest of the rehearsal. After saying goodbye to Bai Weituo, Lin Yi left the dorm. When he went downstairs, a figure ran up quickly. If it wasn't for Lin Yi dodging in time, he would have bumped into Lin Yi. Lin Yi didn't want to say anything to this kind of reckless person, but he didn't expect that this person was someone he knew. Lin Yi bro. Han Jingjing looked at Lin Yi with surprise. Han Jingjing? Why are you in the boys' dorm? Lin Yi looked at Han Jingjing strangely. Didn't the girls' dorm not allow boys to enter freely? Did the boys' dorm not have this rule? Didn't you say that you were going to rehearse? Did Bai Weituo call me? Han Jingjing looked at Lin Yi even more strangely. Why aren't you rehearsing? I mean, how did you get into the male dormitory? Didn't the guard at the door stop you? Lin Yi asked. No, why did he stop me? He even smiled at me. Han Jingjing looked at Lin Yi in confusion. Then you can go up to room 444. I'll be a cameo so I don't need to rehearse, Lin Yi said. Why don't they rehearse? Han Jingjing asked. There's no why. Lin Yi simply didn't answer her. Otherwise it would be endless. Then I'll play a minor role too, so there's no need to rehearse. Book C Pavilion. Han Jingjing nodded and said, Lin Yi Gidge, where are you going? I'm going home, Lin Yi said. Then I'm going home too. You can drive me back, Han Jingjing said. Let's go. Lin Yi didn't want to reject her. It would be a waste of time. Faubert was leaving in the afternoon. Although Pingzhan knew that he had found his long-lost wife, there were still a lot of things to do at the company. Faubert had to report back as soon as possible. If it was feasible, he could set up a branch here. That way Faubert could meet Grandma Sun often. Lin Yi Gidge, you and Wang Xinyan are a couple. Why are you living with Meng Yao and Yushu? Han Jingjing didn't stop talking after getting in the car. First, Wang Xinyan and I are not a couple. Second, it's called sharing, not living together, Lin Yi explained. Oh, then Lin Yi Gidge, you are single? Han Jingjing said happily. That's great. No, I have a girlfriend, Lin Yi said. Then why didn't I see her? Where is she? Han Jingjing asked. That has nothing to do with you, Lin Yi said. Then you and Xinyan sit together every day and you live with Meng Yao and Yushu. Doesn't your girlfriend get jealous? Han Jingjing asked again. Not jealous. Why do you have so many questions? Lin Yi frowned. Many? Didn't teacher say that if you don't understand something, don't be ashamed to ask? Han Jingjing said innocently. Then ask someone else. Lin Yi said. Chapter 1965. It didn't matter if Grandma Sun could regain her previous strength. Faubert didn't care too much about it. What Faubert cared about was when she could regain her memory. Since you've thought of it, let's try it now. Lin Yi nodded and said, let's start now. What do you want me to do? Grandma Sun asked quickly. You don't need to do anything, just use your mantra like you normally do and absorb the chi of heaven and earth. Lin Yi said. Grandma Sun nodded to show that she understood. Lin Yi, on the other hand, held Grandma Sun's wrist pulse and started the first level of the art of dragon mastery. However, the familiar feeling of chi flowing into Grandma Sun's body from his hand didn't happen. There seemed to be no exchange of chi between the two of them, which made Lin Yi very confused. Grandma Sun, you didn't use your Nigong mantra? Lin Yi asked curiously. I used it. Grandma Sun nodded and said, I've been using it, but I can't absorb any chi from your body. Something's wrong? Lin Yi frowned and continued to use the art of dragon mastery to convert his universal chi into the same chi as Faubert. But there was still no movement, as if the chi couldn't be absorbed by Grandma Sun at all. Book C Pavilion Net. According to Lin Yi's previous situation, Lin Yi didn't need to deliberately use the art of dragon mastery to convert chi into a specific kind of chi. As long as the recipient of the chi used his own Nigong mantra, the art of dragon mastery would automatically convert the chi into the chi that the recipient needed. But this situation was different now. Not only could Grandma Sun not convert Lin Yi's chi into the chi that she needed, she couldn't even absorb the chi that Lin Yi had converted. It still doesn't work. Grandma Sun shook her head and said. What's going on? I have already transformed my innate chi into the same innate chi as Faubert, but Grandma Sun still can't absorb it. Lin Yi said with a frown. That's a little strange. Faubert was originally full of expectations, but it also turned into a mind full of questions. This was the first time Lin Yi had encountered such a strange situation. In the past, this method of helping others level up had always been successful for Lin Yi, and he had never encountered a situation where it failed. Could it be that the Sun family's mental cultivation method is different from normal cultivation and cannot be improved using your special method? Grandma Sun thought of a very important problem. After all, the Sun family's mental cultivation method is not for cultivation. It is a kind of supplementary mental cultivation method. Support mental cultivation method. I think I've figured something out. Let me think about it. Although Lin Yi said this, in his heart he wanted to find Jiao Yazi to verify whether his idea was correct. He pretended to close his eyes and think, but in his heart he asked, Jiao Lao, what's going on? Why is this happening? Isn't my innate chi the universal innate chi? Why doesn't it work on Grandma Sun? Faubert and Grandma Sun saw that Lin Yi was closing his eyes and thinking, so they didn't dare disturb him. They just sat quietly and waited. When Jiao Lao heard Lin Yi's question, he didn't have too many doubts. He just thought for a moment and said, if my deduction is correct, Grandma Sun's mental cultivation method should be to absorb the heaven and earth spiritual chi and transform it into a special form of energy from the Sun family's mental cultivation method. This form of energy can also be transformed into innate chi that Faubert can use through Grandma Sun's mental cultivation method, and then transferred to Faubert. But because of the special nature of her mental cultivation method, she can only absorb the heaven and earth spiritual chi and can't directly absorb your transformed innate chi. Oh? But why can other people directly transfer their transformed innate chi to her? If that's the case, then can I directly transform it into Grandma Sun's unique energy form? Lin Yi asked. I'm afraid that won't work either. The support type of mental cultivation method is not the same as the normal type of mental cultivation method. Her mental cultivation method should only be able to absorb the heaven and earth spiritual chi, and it must be the most primitive heaven and earth spiritual chi that hasn't been transformed in any way. In other words, the pure energy in the jade pendant, as long as it has been transformed, it can't be absorbed anymore. Jiao Lao said, just like you can transfer innate chi to other people, but other people can't transfer innate chi to you. Me? I can, right? General Wei Wu and Tianlei Pig's innate chi is exactly the same as the innate chi in my body. I can use it. Lin Yi said. I'm talking about other people. Did I talk about spirit beasts? Pay attention to people. Jiao Yazi said speechlessly. Is that so? Lin Yi suddenly felt a little awkward. So, other than letting Grandma Sun absorb the heaven and earth spiritual chi or pure energy, other than that, there's no other way to increase her strength? That should be it, of course. You can let me study Sun family's mental cultivation method and I'll think about other ways. Jiao Lao said. Looks like it won't work for now. Lin Yi nodded. Jiao Lao's deduction was similar to Lin Yi's, but Lin Yi's analysis wasn't as thorough as Jiao Lao's. Jiao Lao explained the reason from the theory, but Lin Yi only roughly guessed the result. Lin Yi opened his eyes and said to Faubert, if my deduction isn't wrong, Grandma Sun's mental cultivation method should be to absorb the heaven and earth spiritual chi and transform it into a special form of energy from Sun family's mental cultivation method and store it in her body. Then, Lin Yi explained Jiao Lao's words to Grandma Sun and Faubert. This kind of learning and applying on the spot made Jiao Yazi look down on Jiao Yazi, but Jiao Yazi didn't say much. He almost never interfered with Lin Yi's daily life, and he was too lazy to interfere. He only guided Lin Yi's path of cultivation. So that's how it is. Looks like it won't work. Faubert listened to Lin Yi's explanation, and suddenly felt very disappointed. He couldn't help but sigh and said, in this case, we can only rely on Grandma Sun's own efforts. Li Fu, you don't have to worry too much about it. It's already a good thing to be able to get the Sun family's mental cultivation method and practice it again. It's only a matter of time before you regain your memory. There's no need to rush. Grandma Sun smiled and said, there's still a long way to go. Yes, there's still a long way to go. Faubert nodded and said, I was too anxious. In fact, you have already accepted me again. Think about it carefully. It's not too important whether you regain your memory or not. Lin Yi saw that Faubert and Grandma Sun were very open about it and he was relieved. Chapter 1966. If Grandma Sun's chi wasn't in her head but in other parts of her meridians, Lin Yi could help to expel it. However, the chi was in her head, so Lin Yi didn't dare to act rashly. He was afraid that it would cause more damage to Grandma Sun's head, so it was better for Grandma Sun to cultivate on her own. Book C Pavilion, Net. After sending off Faubert with Grandma Sun returned to her room to continue cultivating. Now, other than cleaning up the house, Grandma Sun spent the rest of her time cultivating. She found something to do so she wouldn't be so bored every day. Lin Yi was about to go back to school but he heard the doorbell outside the villa. Who would come at this time? Obviously it wasn't Xiao Shu and Xiao Xiao. They were rehearsing in the afternoon. Even if they came back they had the key. Faubert just left. Could it be that Faubert came back? When he opened the door of the villa he saw Han Jingjing standing outside. Why are you here? Is there anything else? Lin Yi was a little depressed when he saw Han Jingjing. This girl was too clingy and she always asked tricky questions that were hard to answer. Lin Yi usually kept his distance from her. I want to get the property certificate. Can you accompany me? Han Jingjing asked. Get the property certificate? Go get it yourself. Do you need someone to accompany you? Lin Yi was a little speechless. She accompanied her to school, she accompanied her to the bathroom, and now she wanted him to accompany her to get the property certificate? My car is at school. How can I go without a car? Han Jingjing said. Book C Pavilion, Net. Your car is at school and you want to come back with me? Is there something wrong with your brain? Lin Yi didn't know what to say after hearing Han Jingjing's words. It saves gas. Han Jingjing said matter-of-factly, if I take your car, wouldn't I be able to save money on gas? You came home just to collect these procedures? Lin Yi glanced at Han Jingjing who was holding a portfolio in her hand. He also had one which was given to him by the agent. When the property certificate was issued he would use these documents to get it from the administrative hall. Yes. Han Jingjing nodded. Then why didn't you drive when you knew that you were going to apply for a property certificate? Linny didn't know what to say. Don't I have you? Han Jingjing looked at Linny strangely. If you drive, why should I drive? Am I stupid? Linny took a deep breath and thought to himself, you're not stupid, I'm stupid. I'm a fool, okay? Shaking his head, Zhang Xian calmed himself down and said, wait a moment, I'll go get my property certificate too. Oh, so you're going to get a property certificate too? Why didn't you say so earlier? I felt a little guilty. Now you're just taking me there on the way. Han Jingjing said happily. Book C Pavilion Web. Linny pointed at Han Jingjing, but in the end he didn't say anything. Was this girl from planet Namek? Why did she think differently from normal people? So Linny guessed that it would be useless to tell her, so he might as well not say it. Turning around and entering the villa, Linny took out the portfolio given by the agent. According to the agent, the property certificate would be issued in about half a month, and he could go to the administrative hall to get it. Now that the military training was over, it had been half a month, but Linny wasn't in a hurry. He thought that he would go get it during the weekend, but he didn't expect that Han Jingjing would ruin his plans. After getting in the car, Linny set up the navigation system in the administrative hall and drove out of the Shuoshang district with Han Jingjing. You left your car at school and you don't need to care about it? Linny asked. Yes, so you can accompany me to school at night and get the car back. Also, you can pick up my brother from school. Han Jingjing said. Linny really wanted to slap himself. How could his mouth be so fast? It was just a random topic, but he didn't think that it would cause him trouble. Can't you just let your brother drive it back? Linny suggested. My brother doesn't know how to drive. Han Jingjing said. Then why are you taking my car back? Do you have nothing better to do? Linny almost broke down if it wasn't for the strict training he had gone through. His mental endurance wasn't something a normal person could compare to. Why do you say that? Aren't you going to pick up Yao Yao and Shu tonight? Han Jingjing asked. That's good, they both know how to drive. I'll let them drive your brother's car back. Linny thought about it and agreed. He still had to pick up Meng Yao and Yushu. Han Jingjing agreed readily. Linny finally breathed out in relief. He was about to say something when Han Jingjing continued, but my brother doesn't have the car keys. We have to give them the car keys. Pretend I didn't say anything. Let's go to school together. With that, Linny shut his mouth and didn't say another word to Han Jingjing. Linny didn't want to die from anger. There weren't many people in the office at this time. Linny parked the car downstairs and got the property certificate with Han Jingjing. It didn't waste much time. Linny was about to go back to the villa when Han Jingjing said, Is there an antique market nearby? Linny bro, can you bring me around? What are you going to the antique market for? Linny asked curiously. I want to buy a cauldron. Han Jingjing said. Cauldron? Why do you want to buy that? Linny frowned, but his heart was slightly shocked. A cauldron was something used by an alchemist. Although this thing was also used by Taoists in ancient times for alchemy, so this kind of thing would sometimes appear in the antique market. But Han Jingjing was a student. Why would she buy a cauldron? To study alchemy. Han Jingjing didn't hide it and told Linny the truth. Alchemy? Linny was shocked. Who was this Han Jingjing? He actually knew about alchemy? Could she be a disciple of some hidden family or ancient sect? Yeah, you don't know about alchemy? Han Jingjing looked at Linny with an even more strange expression. You came to study medicine, but you haven't heard about alchemy? Then do you know what an alchemist is? Linny looked at Han Jingjing's surprised look and smiled bitterly in his heart. Was the profession of alchemist so common that ordinary people knew about it? You're talking about the legendary refiners in the world of practicing? Linny asked without batting an eyelid. Ah, so Linny bro knows about it too. I knew it. Those who come to Boss Bai to study medicine are more or less the children of their families who are in the pharmaceutical industry. Han Jingjing nodded and said, I want to be an alchemist, so I applied for medicine. Then do you know how to become an alchemist? Linny continued to ask. Chapter 1967. I don't know. Han Jingjing shook her head blankly. Do you know Linny bro? I don't know either. Book Ocean Pavilion. Linny said faintly. There was no way he'd tell a classmate he'd only known for a few days that he had Zhang Liju's notes. You don't know, what kind of cauldron did you buy? I can study it, Han Jingjing said. Besides, I've found a lot of information about elixir refiners on the internet. I want to study it myself. Besides, I always go to the antique market, maybe I can find an elixir refiner's practitioner's arts. I see, go ahead and study it then. Lin Yi didn't say anything. It seemed like this Han Jingjing had heard about elixir refiners from somewhere and started to study elixir making, but she didn't know how to do it. Of course, it'd be weird if she became an elixir refiner that easily. With that thought, Lin Yi let go of his suspicions. Normal people didn't know about practitioners and elixir refiners, but those rich people who hired practitioners as bodyguards would still know about practitioners. And as for elixir refiners, those practitioners would definitely know about them. So it was normal for a rich girl like Han Jingjing to have a practitioner as a bodyguard, and it wasn't hard for her to find out about elixir refiners from her bodyguards. But it seemed like she was obsessed with elixir refiners, and she even applied for a major in university. Yes. Han Jingjing nodded heavily. Lin Yi bro, don't you like elixir refiners? I don't know how to do it even if I do, Lin Yi said faintly. Then when I learn it, I can teach Lin Yi bro and then we can dual practice together. Han Jingjing said. What? Dual cultivation? Lin Yi coughed twice, shocked by Han Jingjing's words. Yeah, isn't practicing elixir refiners together dual practice? Han Jingjing looked at Lin Yi, confused. Alright, when you learn it, I'll dual cultivate with you. Lin Yi was too lazy to explain too much to Han Jingjing. This little girl had probably become stupid from studying alchemy and herbs since she was a child. If he explained too much to her, she would definitely ask why, so Lin Yi decided not to explain. And then that's great. Then big brother Lin Yi, it's a deal. It's a deal. Han Jingjing stuck out her little finger. What? Lin Yi frowned. Pinky promise. Han Jingjing said, only pinky promise can guarantee that you are not lying. Hey. Pinky promise. Seeing that Han Jingjing was going to talk endlessly again, Lin Yi quickly interrupted her, stretched out his little finger to hook with her, perfunctorily completed the task. Book C Pavilion, net. Pinky promise. You can't change it. Han Jingjing said. No change. Can we go now? Lin Yi started the car and said helplessly. No, aren't we going to the antique market now? I want to study alchemy, so I have to buy a medicine cauldron. If I don't study, how can I teach you? Big brother Lin Yi, you won't not support me, right? Han Jingjing looked at Lin Yi pitifully and asked. We have pinky promise. Lin Yi looked at the time and found that there was still a lot of time before school ended, so he nodded and said, okay, then let's just walk around. The antique market in Donghai City was located near the Dongtian Gate. Lin Yi had never been here before. He could only rely on the direction of the GPS to come to one of the largest antique market in Donghai City and even the entire province. Because Donghai was a provincial capital, the antique market in Donghai City was much larger than other cities. Lin Yi parked the car in the parking lot of the antique market. The parking fee was 20 yuan, which made Lin Yi feel a little cheated. This antique market was really something for the rich to play. Even the parking fee was more expensive than other places. Fortunately, Lin Yi didn't care about this little money. After parking the car, he walked into the antique market with Han Jingjing. The antique market was very big. There were all kinds of things for sale. There were all kinds of things real and fake. It was difficult to buy the real thing if one wasn't an expert. However, Lin Yi wasn't interested in buying antiques. There were so many treasures in the ancient tomb, but Lin Yi didn't take any of them away, let alone spend money to buy these things. What Han Jingjing wanted to buy was a medicine cauldron. This kind of thing wasn't common. Generally, it depended on luck. However, there were many imitations. It was just that the material of this kind of thing wasn't much different from the real thing. It was either cast iron or copper, which was enough for a junior alchemist. The two of them came with a purpose. Lin Yi had the idea of looking around casually, while Han Jingjing was specifically looking for a medicine cauldron. Therefore, the two of them were basically looking around. After walking through more than half of the market, Han Jingjing finally found a stall that specialized in selling medicine cauldrons. How much is this medicine cauldron? Han Jingjing directly picked up a cast iron medicine cauldron that looked similar and asked. This was used by the Ming dynasty's celestial protector, Taoist Zhang. When the seller saw Han Jingjing's dress, he knew that she was a rich girl. She probably didn't know anything about antiques, so he directly started to bluff. Big brother Lin Yi, is this person stupid? I asked him how much is he selling it. Why did he say so many inexplicable words? Han Jingjing put down the medicine cauldron and said to Lin Yi, "AI? Little girl, how can you talk like that? Who are you calling stupid?" When the stall owner heard Han Jingjing scolding him, he suddenly became a little unhappy. Big brother Lin Yi, look at this person. Not only is he stupid, but he also doesn't know his place. The things he sells are definitely not good. Let's go to someone else's shop and have a look. Han Jingjing turned around and was ready to leave. Wait, don't go. I'm not telling you the origin of the medicine cauldron. If you don't want to listen, we can talk about the price. When the stall owner saw that Han Jingjing was about to leave, he immediately became anxious and quickly stopped her. Big brother Lin Yi, let's go. Han Jingjing was determined to leave. Lin Yi was helpless. He had to turn around and follow. However, before the two of them could walk far, two burly men blocked their way. What do you want? Han Jingjing looked at the two big men in front of her vigilantly. You want to leave after breaking the medicine cauldron? It's not that easy. One of the big men said coldly. They were punks in this area. The merchants in this antique market all paid them protection fees. Naturally, they would help these people solve some problems. It was a mutually beneficial thing. Just now, the stall owner was scolded by Han Jingjing. He was already a little unhappy. Seeing that the business that was in his hands was gone, he naturally felt even more uncomfortable. So he found two punks to teach Lin Yi and Han Jingjing a lesson. In the stall owner's view, both of them were dressed like students. Han Jingjing was also wearing famous brands. With one look, he could tell that they were rich people. It was naturally not difficult to squeeze some money from them. Chapter 1968. Moreover, the medicine cauldron that Han Jingjing picked up just happened to have a corner missing. In fact, it was deliberately made like this to show that it was old. It was an antique work of art, but at this moment it was a good opportunity to blackmail. Book C Pavilion / broke the medicine cauldron? You mean the one just now? I just picked it up and looked at it? Han Jingjing knew that these two people were deliberately sent by the stall owner to make things difficult for her. There was a trace of panic in her eyes, but when she thought that Lin Yi was by her side, she felt more at ease. Whether it is broken or not, we will know when we go back. The other man made a gesture and said, "Please don't make things difficult for us. Then let's go back and have a look." Lin Yi didn't put these two people in his eyes at all. Lin Yi had other plans when he went back. The stall that sold medicine cauldrons was quite complete. If Han Jingjing didn't leave, Lin Yi also planned to take one back to study and practice. This antique market was very big and Lin Yi didn't have the mood to continue shopping. Moreover, Lin Yi also saw that there was no real treasure here. Looking at the customers coming and going, there were many experts among them. If there was a good thing, it would have been taken away by them. Moreover, Lin Yi didn't expect to get what he needed here. Han Jingjing listened to Lin Yi and naturally didn't refuse. She turned around with Lin Yi and returned to the previous stall under the escort of the two men. Little girl, this medicine cauldron, when you put it in, you broke a corner. Isn't it a bit inappropriate to leave like this? The stall owner naturally couldn't blatantly blackmail. After all, he was a local resident here. He didn't dare to be too extreme. If these two students didn't know what was good for them and called the police or went to the market management office, then he would be in trouble. Broken? Han Jingjing frowned. Here, look. The stall owner picked up the medicine cauldron and pointed to the ear on the side of the medicine cauldron. Indeed, there was a broken ear. Did I do this? Han Jingjing looked at the hole on the cauldron in surprise. This is an antique. Naturally, it has to be handled with care. You just threw it on the table with a bang, so it's normal for a corner to be broken, the stall owner explained. Brother Lin Yi, am I that powerful? You can break the cauldron? Han Jingjing looked at her hand and said in surprise. Oh, what do you want to do? Lin Yi ignored Han Jingjing and looked at the stall owner indifferently. He asked. This medicine cauldron was the Ming dynasty's celestial protector. The stall owner began to talk non-stop. It's not wrong to say that you're stupid. I asked you what you want to do and you're not answering my question? Lin Yi interrupted the stall owner impatiently and asked coldly. Ah, big brother Lin Yi, you can also see that this stall owner is stupid? See, I'm right. When Han Jingjing heard that Lin Yi agreed with her point of view, she immediately became very happy. Humph. The stall owner snorted coldly, but he wasn't in the mood to care about this. His main purpose was to extort, not to quarrel, so he said directly, "This medicine cauldron is 50,000 yuan. Take out the money. It has been broken by you, so I can only sell it to you." Lin Yi picked up the medicine cauldron, and a mocking smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. "This medicine cauldron is from the Ming dynasty? Only 50,000 yuan? That's really cheap. I say, boss, is there something wrong with your brain? You?" The stall owner quoted 50,000 yuan, which was already a sky-high price among imitations. The normal price of this thing was only a few hundred yuan. He wanted 50,000 yuan, which was already a lot. He didn't expect the other party to think that it was too little. The boss was wrong just now. It's 500,000 yuan. The macho man behind Lin Yi suddenly said, 500,000 yuan, not a single portion less. Hurry up and take out the money or we'll be in trouble. When the boss heard the macho man's words, he was suddenly happy. Although he knew that even if he got the 500,000 yuan, he would probably have to share it with these two people. He estimated that he had to give half to these two people, but he could get 250,000 yuan, which was a lot more than the previous 50,000 yuan, so he immediately said, "Yes, it's 500,000 yuan. I was wrong just now." 500,000 yuan. Hee, you mean that if I give you 500,000 yuan, this medicine cauldron will belong to me? Lin Yi weighed the medicine cauldron in his hand and asked. Of course. The stall owner nodded and replied. Oh, since it's mine, then I can deal with this medicine cauldron however I want. As Lin Yi said this, he squeezed his hand. The originally solid cast iron medicine cauldron couldn't even be compared to mud in Lin Yi's hand. It was directly squeezed into an iron ball by Lin Yi. Then with a ping sound he threw it on the table. The quality of your medicine cauldron is so bad and you said that we broke it? It can be crushed with just a squeeze and you dare to ask for 500,000 yuan? Ah. When the stall owner saw that Lin Yi suddenly squeezed the medicine cauldron into a piece of iron, he was immediately dumbfounded and couldn't say a word. And the two macho men behind Lin Yi's face changed. Although these two men were gangsters from a nearby gang, there was also a master in the early phase of the golden class in the gang. Crushing the medicine cauldron, that master could also do it, but he was the most powerful existence in the gang. Even the gang leader respected him. But this young man in front of them actually had such strength. How could this not surprise these two gangsters? They weren't fools. The move that Lin Yi showed just now was obviously intentional. If they didn't know what was good for them, they would probably be beaten up. This kind of ruthless person that even the gang leader respected, how could they dare to offend? I have eyes but failed to recognize MT Tai. Both of you are from a noble family, right? I'm sorry if I offended you just now. One of the macho men quickly cupped his fist at Lin Yi, then pulled the other macho man and prepared to leave. And the other macho man gave the stall owner a look, lowered his voice and said, Old Wong, did you see wrongly? How could these two young masters and young mistresses deliberately destroy your broken medicine cauldron? It's just 50 yuan of trash, even if they broke it, it's giving you face. After that, the two of them quickly left. Anyway, they had already hinted to the stall owner that if he didn't be careful and offended someone, then it wasn't something that these two punks could solve. In fact, at the moment when Lin Yi crushed the medicine cauldron, the stall owner knew that he had kicked an iron plate. Looking at the reaction of the two gangsters, the stall owner was even more afraid. It turned out that these two were ruthless people. If he had known this earlier, he wouldn't have extorted them. I was just joking just now. This medicine cauldron is only 50 yuan. It's not worth mentioning. In the blink of an eye, the 500,000 yuan medicine cauldron became 50 yuan, but the stall owner's expression was very natural, as if he didn't mention 500,000 yuan at all. I called the two of you here to apologize. These medicine cauldrons are all imitations. I said that they were from the Ming dynasty, but that was bullsh*t. In order to express my apology, the two of you can just take a few medicine cauldrons. If you like this work, I welcome you to come to Starting Point and vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. You're tuning in to the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.